Welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader, and today we're doing another vlog. So today is Saturday, I think July 25th. I could be wrong here. I'm done for the work day, so that's good to know. That's good for me, I guess. So I'm starting this vlog a little bit early. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm happy about that, and that's what matters. And what I've been doing today is working, but also playing Moonlight Peaks. It's just been so much fun. I've loved it so much. Obviously, I've been waiting for quite some time to play this. I've been waiting for it to come out for years, literal years. So now that it's here, I'm very, very, very happy. So we've been grinding on that, and that's been fun. But it's time for a new reading vlog, and I wanted to try something different. I wanted to do a spin the wheel picks my next read. Now, obviously, it's mostly for my own collection, so it's not like I have to go out and buy anything. So kind of keeping me in the home, not spending money. Not that I've been spending too much money, but we could always save. We could always save more, you know, why not? So I'm gonna read some of the options that are on here. Okay, so, and I'll go down to the list and not let it spin and confuse myself. So Tappy Tune, Lezhin, Manta, NetGalley. So for those first four, it's just anything on those apps that I have completed. That's kind of what I want to stick with. On Manta, it would be a fun reread because I bought all of Villains Are Destined to Die because it's completed now, I believe. So that could be a fun reread. Well, honestly, it's only like halfway a reread because I never finished it because I think it just recently completed. So, but it would be nice to get back into it because that was such a good story. Lezhin, I've got so many things I've bought at this point that are completed, and the same thing with Tappy Tune, and I have some shorter series on both of them, so we could really spice it up. And then on NetGalley, obviously I need to read the volumes that are on there, so there's that. Okay, so for physical manga, I've got Elfin Lied, Love and Heart, Say I Love You, Boy Meets Maria, Strobe in the Dark, I Don't Need a Script for Love, How I Met My Soulmate, We're Not Cut Out to Be Lovers, Send Them a Farewell Gift for the Last Time, and Smile. So we've got some one-shot BLs in this list. We've got some like first in a series. So that's kind of what we're working with. We're working with something fun. So, okay, we're gonna tap to spin. I'm gonna close my eyes and then y'all will find out first, hopefully. So I hope I don't have to do anything. Do I have to tap it again? No, I think it'll do it itself. Let's see, is it gonna? Okay, I'm squinting pretty heavily, so I can't see. Okay, so you guys are gonna see first. Oh, Boy Meets Girl, you saw me almost drop that shit. I caught it though. So we are going to be reading. Why did I type Boys Meets Maria? That was an autocorrect, I think. So we're going to be reading Boy Meets Maria first, and I'm gonna pick one more. I'm gonna let it pick. Actually, I'm gonna let it pick two more. Okay, so here we go again. I know I just have to wait for the applause. I think there is a sound to it. Let's see. Okay, you guys see it first? Oh, do you? Oh, Strobe in the Dark. So Strobe in the Dark will be next. She's a thick girl. She's a thick little lady. Okay, so we're picking one more and then we'll get back into it. Okay, so boop. Okay, you guys see? I Don't Need a Script for Love. Oh my God, well look at that. That wasn't what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to get all one shots here, but that's actually perfect. So I don't have to like really start a series yet. So I'm going to read these. We are going to check back in with each other when it's done. I'm going to try really hard to be, you know, good about it. Maybe I'll even go back to what I used to do and kind of film myself. Remember when I used to, what is it? I was about to say time skip. No, time lapse. That's what I meant. Time lapse reading. You can kind of see me like looking and watch movies in the background. That might be fun because then it will kind of force me to not be on my phone, which is very hard. Trust me, especially now that I'm doing a really good job of playing games and I'm not looking at my phone. when I'm not playing the games, I want to be looking at that damn phone. We got to put it down. So that's what we will do. We will time lapse record for a little while. I'm going to watch something. I don't know what though. I think I should pop a DVD. There's been a few things I haven't like I've been putting off watching, but the other part of those is the ones I want to watch. I haven't seen them before, and then I can't like split my attention. So you know what? We're going to keep it simple. We're just going to watch a comfort show. And I'm going to put Grimm on. Classic, beautiful, highly recommend. I'm going to put that on in the background, and we're going to dive into these 3 manga, and we'll talk about it after. Okay. Let me read the back. I'm almost to the halfway mark with this one. And this is I Don't Need a Script for Love. An actor and a model walk into a gay bar. Popular actor Subaru Yuki meets up-and-coming model Kaiho Kudo at a gay bar, and the two flirt and have a one-night stand. When Subaru's co-star is injured and forced to step down from the drama they're shooting, who should arrive to replace him but Kudo? Despite their recent fling and the obvious chemistry between them, Subaru must resist Kudo's advances because it's his personal policy not to get involved with cast members. Besides, he's not interested in a real relationship. He prefers to keep things no strings attached. Kudo, however, remains undeterred and makes a suggestion. What if after the show's over, they become lovers? Okay, so I had to stop because the thing about, you know, like a jealousy trope, I don't hate them, but I don't love them. Like, they're definitely not my favorite, and I could do without them most of the time. This one is, okay, I guess it kind of makes sense because technically there have been, okay, here's a spoiler. Okay, so yeah, these two meet at a gay bar, they hook up. Subaru is 27 and Kudo is, oh shit, how old is he? He did say his age. 20 something? Let me see. 22. Okay. So 27 and 22. And he assumes that Kudo is a virgin and is like, you know, not ever really been doing this before. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to really give it to him. Okay, he's going to ride him like a fucking bull. All right. Except he's no virgin. Okay. And he really rocks his fucking world. And art was very pretty. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, Subaru only does hookups. So when he goes to work the next day, he's assuming it's going to be business as usual, but no, his co-star was in an accident, and then someone from the agency is sent to replace him, and it is Kudo. And the thing about Kudo is he is a model first. I don't even know that he's ever acted. It's hard to tell. If he has acted in some things, it's not like big enough where like most people consider him an actor first, like he's a model first. So initially Subaru is like, oh my God, hopes that he doesn't remember him or doesn't recognize him, but it's like, hello, we just did this, bitch. But yeah, Kudo's like, yeah, girl, I'm ready to get freaky right now if you want. And I'll say this, I guess I can appreciate the fact that he just like, I mean, it's essentially insta love at this point, right? Like Kudo really has no issue not talking to anybody else. It is Subaru for him and no one else. So they start hooking up, and they're hooking up for about a month. And, you know, initially Subaru is like, I don't hook up with my co-stars. And Kudo is like, oh, well, why don't we date then? And then, you know, you could do it. I don't know. I don't really know if Subaru actually agreed to those dynamics. I think he was just like, no, like we can hook up or whatever. But Kudo is jealous. So he's the jealous young top. So much so that, of course, we see somebody, you know, we have to have one of those people. You know, somebody who knows Subaru and who like knows him personally is like kind of like wedging himself in there. And then like, so he starts acting possessive. They both start acting possessive, which is annoying. I don't really like that either. Like sometimes that is frustrating to read, but I digress. So yeah, he tries to break them up, whatever. Kudo starts to get jealous. Why, dude? What the fuck? And he's like, the other guy invites him out to the bar, and Kudo's like, are you going with him? And Subaru's like, yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I might as well. And he's like, you don't have time for him. You shouldn't go anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Subaru's like, what makes you think you can order me around? What I do or with whom is none of your business. They get interrupted. And then under his breath, Kudo's like, and yet you wouldn't go out with me, right? So basically the issue is that Subaru is seeing many people, like he's dating many people. So he's kind of dating this guy too. And that bothers Kudo. So it's like, we'll get to it. Obviously, we're going to have to resolve this. Obviously. But I don't totally like that because it's just like, dude, I mean, I know you've been hooking up for a month, but Jesus. I mean, they're going to be together anyway, so that's not really here nor there. But girl, uncensored, I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that. And we get a bathtub scene. Gotta love a bathtub scene. I can tell you one person who's not getting in the bathtub with their husband because we're getting our asses stuck. This one. But yeah, we're gonna dive in. But I just had to take a moment because I was like, here we go again, rearing its ugly head. The jealousy trope. It happens. What can you do? But I'll see you guys in a second. All right, I finished Boy Meets Maria. This was so good. Okay, so I had read most of it, and then I had to do an interview. I was like running behind by 10 minutes. I totally lost track of time. I didn't miss the interview. I'm sorry, I should word that differently. I thought my phone was going to make a noise, and it probably did. I was just so engrossed in this that I didn't hear the sound of like the 15-minute warning, like, hey, you have an appointment coming up. So I almost missed my interview, and the interview went well. So I hired that person. That was really great. But yes, I was crying at the beginning reading this. This was really good. I am kind of scared that when I talk about this, I will cry. I think that it's not surprising why it would make someone emotional. So I'll start by reading the back. So I'm going to get better about that now. I believe it's Taiga, Taiga. Taiga dreams of becoming an actor, so the first thing he does upon entering high school is join the drama club. There he meets the beautiful, enigmatic Maria and immediately falls in love with her. Not long after, Taiga is told that she is actually a boy, but is that all there is to Maria's story? The late Peyo debuted with this beautifully illustrated single-volume tale exploring the nature of personal expression and the fluidity of the power of love. So, yeah, this was a beautiful story. This was amazing, and I think I actually will cry. It's I don't know if they would be in high school or junior high or whatever, but, you know, high school kids, kind of like a coming of age, growing up, dealing with pain and grief and guilt and resentment. And I guess trying to come out the other side, not experiencing all of the pain, you know, it's hard. So Taiga is our main character, and he's known as someone who's very loud and but he seems like he gets along really well with people, but he seems very naive. He's very much about like, I want to be a hero and blah 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 blah. He has a very like romanticized view of the world. He decides that he wants to be an actor, and he's been wanting that ever since, you know, he really enjoyed the show when he was a kid, and it really like stuck with him about being a hero. So when he gets to school, he wants to join the drama club. He ends up running into Maria, someone he thinks is a girl, because at the time they are in a dress performing on stage. He, pronounces his love, and that's when Maria is like, I'm actually Arima, I'm a guy. So many people in the school believe that Arima is a girl. And a lot of it stems from when he was in elementary school. Both of their backstories are so tragic and sad. For Taiga, one of his earliest memories is of, having a happy home with his mom and dad. And unfortunately, not long after, that image that he saw, or that that they were showing him, was shattered. And what we find out is that the father... Oh, okay. Sorry. So I'm going to be spoiling some stuff. We find out that the father is a cheater. his mom and him start to argue. I couldn't understand if he hit her or not, or if they just had an argument and she just collapsed. Like, it was hard to exactly tell. But at some point, it becomes very clear that he's just a fucking slut. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to be sleeping around with a bunch of different people. And his wife at the time, Tyga's mom, ends up getting ill. And, you know, on the day that they were supposed to visit her, his dad leaves. And he basically lets Tyga walk to the hospital by himself. This is the one that really got me. He lets his son, who's like 6, walk to the hospital by himself. He's with his mom. And his mom basically has an episode and she dies right in front of him. And he has no adult there, you know, besides a nurse and a doctor, to really be there for him. And he has to experience the death of his mother alone in a hospital. And, you know, all he knows as a 6-year-old kid is, my dad was supposed to take me to see my mom. We were supposed to be there for her. I know that they don't get along, but I know that he's also not been treating her the way that she deserves. He has other girlfriends and families that he's more interested in. So, of course, you're going to sit there and you're going to think, like, what the fuck? Like, this guy who is my dad, someone I think so highly of, has really disappointed me. And it's from then on out that Tyga basically... Oh my God, it's just so sad. Like, he basically is like, almost everything is fake, I guess. So it's almost like how was it described? It was like he doesn't call out the truth of things, and it's safer for him to live in the pretend, in the bubble, right? I think that's the best way to describe Tyga as a character. You know, when we first meet him, he is still kind of holding on to the positive side of his past that unfortunately is also entwined with the negative side of his past. So, you know, he really believed in being a hero because of this show when he was a kid. And, you know, he viewed his father as a hero. His father basically sees he sees his father mistreat his mom, and it shatters the, you know, the image of a hero. And on top of that, his dad isn't there for one of the biggest, like, moments of his life, and it's just really sad. So he kind of exists in life. You know, he takes things at face value. He doesn't, you know, dig deeper, and that kind of protects him from having to see the ugly truth, I think is the best way to put it. Then you have Arima. His story was so sad. I mean, again, both of these stories for these boys is just awful, you know. So Arima is a, you know, very soft-featured, more on the feminine side, young boy. And we see when he was younger, you know, the reason why so many people don't even believe him when he says, like, he is a boy is because when he was in elementary school, his mother was dressing him up like a little girl because she wanted a daughter. And because she was a failed actress, she wanted her daughter to be an actress. So she basically became one of those, like, pageant moms. And I mean, the lengths that she went to, you know, pass Arima off as a girl. And, you know, unfortunately be like a lot of these stage moms. And, you know, trying to live through their, you know, kids. You know, she puts him in the line of fire of a predator. And that is really, really disgusting that this is, like, something that happens constantly. It's awful. So Arima is really confused. You know, he wants to like what he likes, and some of the things that he likes would be considered boy things. Coincidentally, it happens to be the same little TV show that Tyga likes. So they both have this in common, even though they've never met each other. I can't exactly remember what this older man's role was. I guess he might have been like a theater teacher or something for elementary kids. Well, of course, Arima's mom puts him in the line of this man, and this man is obviously starting to groom Arima. But, you know, the issue is that, Arima's mom is really trying to pass Arima off as a girl. So this man thinks that Arima is a girl. And when Arima basically is like, well, I feel safe with this adult. I wonder if I can be honest about who I really am. And, he kind of confesses like, look, I'm a little boy. I'm not a little girl. Will you still like me? And this is like an innocent child, asking this of an adult. And this is, Arima with the long hair that his mom insisted that he grow out. And, God. So the next part is like very, very graphic. And this man, he is alone with Arima. He takes him into a public restroom and he rapes him. And obviously this is extremely traumatic. I mean, it's already traumatic enough. For whatever reason, this man is like extra fucking crazy, which is insane to me. Like, you're already fucking crazy here. He has a blade. What's up with the people with the blades and all these stories I've been reading? Jesus Christ. But after he assaults Arima, he's trying to, I guess, rationalize having done this to a boy instead of a girl, which is what, he as a pedophile is interested in. So I don't know if he's having like a fucking brain melt here, but he is like, everything will be okay. I'll just cut your penis off. So, okay, Arima is traumatized to an extreme degree here. His mother is forcing him to be someone that he is not. He's being groomed by an older man. When he finally feels comfortable to share like his true feelings, this man assaults him and then says, okay, well, I'm going to make you, obviously this is not how it works, but in this, I'm sure this twisted man's mind, he's thinking, I'm going to make you how you're supposed to be because, everyone thinks you're a girl. I'm going to mutilate you and make you a girl. I'm going to make you right. I think that was kind of along the lines of something he said. You've already experienced something as awful as assault, and then someone is threatening to mutilate you. I mean, and as a child, you have no idea what the fuck is going on. Oh my God, it was terrible. So that's the kind of, life that Arima has. And he's really dealt with this trauma, and it's made him, even though in school he dresses as a boy, he still feels comfortable, I believe, dressed as a girl. And that's why he, never goes out for the lead role of a man. He definitely dances with the girls. I don't remember if he plays the parts in the play as a girl either. I think he has a stage fright as well. So it seems like he's somewhat comfortable with the dancing. I don't think he can do the acting, or I might be remembering it wrong. And it was just when he was trying to act as a male character. So, that's their backstory. I know that was long and drawn out. So how they meet, he ends up seeing him. He confesses his love to Arima, thinking that this is Maria. And then, they go back and forth about like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no, I love you. And then, Arima is like, you are so fake. You don't really, you don't take acting seriously. And then this is what brings them closer together. So Arima starts to kind of help train and practice with Taiga. Taiga starts to get better. It's almost like the way that Arima is so scared to, be so vulnerable, he kind of gets to, I don't know, like live vicariously through Taiga in a way. So when Taiga ends up, getting a lead role, it's a really big deal. But, that's when this truth comes out about Arima, not to the whole school or anything, but just like trying to connect with Taiga when he has another incident where he gets stage fright basically, and he can't act in the part that he wants. So yeah, I mean, Arima is really struggling with his identity. It's already hard enough to be a young person, but you've experienced all of this trauma. It's a lot. So of course he's guarded when it comes to Taiga, because he's like, I'm not going to just trust you. And then do you like me because you think I'm a girl? Or do you like me because you think I'm like which one is it? So blah, blah, blah. everything ends up working in the end, but oh my God, there was this one twist. Okay, so that day in the past when Arima is assaulted by the groomer, luckily, you wish it had been sooner, but luckily, someone had come in and stopped the mutilation. I guess technically, yeah. Okay, so he did stop the second worst thing that could have happened, right, in this situation. And that man stayed with Arima, gave him a flower, and I might cry, and, you know, basically just tried to comfort him. But of course, at this point, Arima is still dressed up as a little girl. And we find out that that was Taiga's dad. And, you know, Arima keeps thinking back to, oh wait, hold on. No. Yeah. When Taiga confessed his love at first to Arima, he gave him a flower. Arima kept it. Arima keeps thinking like, oh my God. So this was the other thing. So the other part of Arima that was really conflicted was that, like, when he saw that man come in and save him, that really broke the, you know, I was going to say the facade. I don't know if that's the right word, but it broke the cage his mom had put him in. He was like, I don't want to dress like this anymore. And I want to be like the man who saved me. So it is really, you know, again, Arima and Taiga have so much in common. So the twist being that the man who saved Arima was Taiga's dad. And that was the reason why he was so late getting back to the hospital. And, you know, his son was just left alone. And that was really, really, really difficult to see, because it's like, you know, this man who has no idea the impact that he had, and then how it weirdly came back to him through his own son. You know, he saved someone. Oh my God. He saved this kid after something really awful happened to him. And, you know, when he's kind of like comforting him and explaining to him, like, I have these flowers because I'm supposed to give this to someone who I really hurt. Like, it seems like he does really regret how he treated his wife, but it's obviously a little bit too late. And Arima says, well, you should go to her, you know, you don't want her to be alone or whatever. And he's like, I think that she would rather I be here giving a flower to you, you know? So it's sad, because it's like his wife, probably if she were still alive and made it through that episode, probably would have absolutely loved to know that, okay, you know, it sucks, but you did something. You really saved someone. But she died, and their son was left alone. So on the same day that Taiga's image of his father, of a hero, is completely shattered, the image of his father is created in the mind of Arima. So that's just so crazy how something like that could happen, right? Anyway, so I'm starting to get emotional. Anyway, they have the play. Taiga does really good, and his dad shows up, and that's when Arima sees who his dad is, and he's like, he doesn't say anything. But that was also really, really, really cool to see, because, you know, you just have to read it to see. But, like, I think that was a full circle. And, like, if these two young guys stayed together forever for the rest of their lives, you know, they would share these things and they would find out, oh my God, like, isn't that crazy? That would be insane. But anyway, this was a great one. I'm really glad that I picked this up. I'm glad that I ended on this one. But this was really, really beautiful. This was an absolutely beautiful story. Very tragic, but very good. Very good nonetheless. Okay. So it's time to oh, you know what? I didn't even double check that the damn spin the wheel is still on there. What if it didn't? Oh shit. Okay. It didn't reset. Okay, so here we go, everybody. I'm going to close my eyes. Oh, maybe I should turn it up so I can hear the applause better. Right? Did I turn it up or down? I turned it down, of course, like a dumbass. Okay. Here we go. We're doing another 3. Send them a farewell gift for the last time. Okay, that's over there. Okay, that's over there. Yeah, that's over there. That's a one shot, if I remember correctly. Okay, so removing you. Going again. And my eyes are closed. That's why I had that long ass pause. Oh, okay, we get a tappy dude. Okay, I'm actually really excited to see that because I did say I wanted to read something. Now, I really wanted to get into Lezhin, but I'm still going to read Lezhin because like I said earlier, I bought some stuff. I don't remember what maybe we'll go over it really quick, but yeah. Okay, boom. Awesome. I'm really excited. We'll see what is next. Okay, my eyes are still closed. I'm actually going to guess. I think it'll be Smile. Oh, fuck. Yes, baby. I didn't want to. Oh, that's all. I actually wanted to be like, is it Lezhin? Oh, good for me. Okay, boom. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Life is so good. You know, I was really annoyed today because of my job, but you know what? Everything comes back around and everything will be good in the end. So boom, look at that. Okay, so I'm very, very excited. So now we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things. So maybe for this vlog, I will try to read everything that I pulled. Because that's really not that much when you really think about it. Because I'm not gonna read the entire like series of Say I Love You or Smile. I might want to because it's probably gonna be really good, but still. Or How I Met My Soulmate. That's a reread, so you know. Yeah, this was good. Look at me. That's right. Anyway, so we'll talk again. Maybe tonight. I hope tonight. But you know what I am going to do tomorrow? I'm going to take myself out, and maybe I'll take you guys with me. But because I want to go to Barnes & Noble, because there's a few volumes I want to see if they're out early. I'm looking for Clumsy Kiss. What was the other one? Oh my God. Clumsy Kiss. And I'll put a picture up. I don't know. Clumsy Kiss is the main one. That's the one I really, really, really want. I don't think that Spacewalking with You will be there, which sucks. I feel like I can only buy that online or like through Hansama, but it is what it is. Anyway, yes, I want to take myself out. Maybe I want to go get pho. That would be really nice because I haven't gotten pho since I got let go. Well, actually, no, I did end up getting pho when I got hired because I had to go and check on something. Yeah, so I actually did get some pho, but I haven't been there since then. I haven't been there since May. I used to go there every week, people. Okay, like working from home, it absolutely has its advantages. I will never, ever, ever complain about the fact that like I'm not having to drive from place to place like I used to. It was overly hot. Okay, it would have been miserable now. This summer alone, it would have been probably the worst I'd experienced. Trying to drive and find shade to park my car in, you can't because these fuckers, they take the damn trees out of the damn parking lots. I'd rather have that than a damn, you know, 7th brew in the bitch, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, so I'm not having to pay for as much gas. There's other things, like, trust me, I absolutely 1000% appreciate, like, what I have. It is just crazy how, like, I don't really go anywhere anymore, you know, and going to the Books A Million down the street from my house, you know, every now and then, it's fun, you know, I like to talk to the people who work there, they're cool, but I don't go anywhere anymore. I don't talk to as many people as I used to, so I don't know. It is what it is, but we're gonna have fun. Life is gonna be good, but I'm gonna take myself out tomorrow because I really want to go out, and I'm gonna take you with me, and we're gonna see if we can find some manga, and that'll be fun. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Okay, so first Lezhin read completed. I finally read and finished A Perfect Relationship. interesting, to say the least. All right, I will read the back. Late at night in a secluded park, Ha Do-yeon and An Se-byuk move through an intimacy so natural it feels almost unreal. To anyone watching, they are the picture of flawless couple. Effortless, synchronized, complete. But their story didn't begin there. 3 years earlier, a chance encounter drew them together, setting the stage for a relationship that only seems perfect on the surface. So I'll give you that. This was 12 episodes. And it was quite crazy. So you've got the main character here. He met the other guy back in high school. Okay. So he weirdly was kind of like a bully, but it seemed like he was like in with a crowd of dudes who was like kind of bad. So he kind of like was protected. He was hooking up with like the leader, I think. And then the other guy shows up as a transfer student, and he starts like picking on the transfer student, the second main character, basically. So that guy ends up seeing him kissing another guy, kissing the one guy, and he kind of becomes infatuated with him, I guess, and obsessed with him. He takes a picture of them making out and wants to use it as blackmail so he can hook up with him, and the inner thoughts are crazy. What we find out about the other guy is like really nothing. Like maybe if this had been a little bit longer. Okay, there is not much of a story here, okay, when you really get down to it. But I think there could have been, at least for us to find out more about the other character and why he's so psychotic. But, I should probably read. Okay, so group play, not consensual, obsession, short story, BDSM, NSFW, uncensored BL. I wouldn't necessarily call it BDSM in a way that is actually like what it means to be a part of that community, because so much of it is like not consensual and like manipulation and like mind control and other shit, you know. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, so yeah, so he basically is like, I'm not gonna get blackmailed by this guy. He becomes super duper duper fucking scared of him because the guy that he was hooking up with ends up dead. And he's like, well, obviously he's been murdered. Surprise, he actually had been murdered, but not by the main dude. So it's like, oh shit, all right, well, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, so he drops out of school. He's like, I don't want to have anything to fucking do with this dude. I'm just gonna fucking try to make ends meet any way I can as a dropout. I don't give a fuck. 3 years pass. The other guy sees him. We think, I mean, obviously as the audience, we kind of know it probably wasn't just like a coincidence based off how obsessed the other guy is of him. But like initially it seems like, oh, it might have just been a coincidence. No, it's not. He has basically been stalking him for 3 years and has been like trying to bide his time to pick the perfect time to get him back and basically train him to be his perfect, useless, these are his words, like doll, fuck toy, if you will. You know what I mean? So he basically keeps him hostage, starts, you know, taking advantage of him, makes him not have a job anymore. I mean, it's like a very controlling situation. So yes, he basically has him under his control. The other guy doesn't leave the house. And finally, when he is like, you know, it's been a fucking year of me being in this dynamic, like an abusive relationship, he finally is like, you know, maybe I could get a job. And then underneath that, essentially, you know, maybe I can get away from this situation. But he doesn't end up having that happen because the other guy, seriously, he's crazy. The other guy gets someone from their school days to deliver something to the apartment when he's not there, so that these two guys have to meet. Then that secondary guy is supposed to like start talking about like, oh, you know, did you ever wonder what happened to, you know, the guy that you used to hook up with in high school? Like, you know, do you really think that it was like he just died as an accident? Or do you think, you know, so there's like the implication that, oh, this, you know, the guy who you're hanging out with, he's a murderer. Okay. So our main character is like, oh shit, I'm scared. I would be too. I'm not gonna judge you here. I'm scared and I'm not even a part of this. So he is like, I'm not even gonna fucking do anything. I'm gonna shut my fucking mouth and keep on moving. Well, girl, that was all a part of the motherfucking plan, because the secondary guy, had delivered a package, and it was a fucking tape recorder that apparently was on. Okay. Recorded the whole fucking conversation. This master fucking plan that this man had was, oh, I'm going to, or not master plan. I don't even know how you would describe it. He basically is like, oh, main dude, I guess you wanted to sleep with another guy, so that's why I brought him here. So then that happens, but we find out that apparently the person who really killed that other dude's little, you know, hookup, friends with benefits, was the secondary guy. He killed him back in high school, and the second and the male lead, he actually, another situation where he filmed someone when they didn't know. He filmed the murder, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna keep you on a leash. So this is crazy, because so like the reason why I wish that it was a little bit longer was, one, I wanted to know what the dynamic was between those two. Was it just that he was blackmailing him, or was he also kind of doing the same thing to that guy, because that he's doing to our main character? It almost seemed like that's what was happening. It was very, very confusing with that. And I mean, I can't imagine that. Well, I mean, if you know that someone has a fucking video or a picture of you fucking committing a fucking murder and the sport isn't on the body, yeah, you're gonna make yourself available. Okay, so like, you don't know what kind of fucking shit's going on, but yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like some of the little comments that he made when they were all together, it just made it seem like something. And I can't tell you what. I can't prove it, but it made it feel like something. Okay, boom. Now the secondary guy is gone. They're hooking up, blah, blah, blah. Everything basically goes back to the way it was before. The main male character is just a shell of a human being. He does not aspire for anything. He's just in this abusive, I know I'm saying relationship. It's not really a relationship, because he can't fucking leave, you know? He didn't really even want to be in a relationship with this guy. He scares him. But for lack of a better phrase, this abusive situationship, and even that isn't the right word, but you know what I mean? Girl, then we find out, we get a flashback that, yeah, the second main dude has been crazy this whole time. I just think he's a crazy dude. And we see him, the reason why he got transferred was because I guess he was arguing with someone. And then I think what he did was he actually beat that other guy up. And then because the guy was so fucked up, he ended up having to beat himself up, so it could seem like it was mutual, so he wouldn't get like expelled completely. So he just got transferred to schools. And that's when he ended up getting to the next transfer. He became to where our main character is. He became infatuated with him, saw him kissing the other guy, and then that is just like exploded the obsession. So that is fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. That's not what I was expecting. I mean, Lord have mercy. Can y'all hear my belly rumbling throughout this whole fucking conversation? Jesus. Oh my God. She's rumbling and she must be heard. Oh my God. What the hell? Stop being so talkative, please. Only one can be talkative in this situation, and it's moi. Okay. So yeah, wasn't expecting that. Was kind of wishing that it was a little bit longer, because like I said, I want to know more about what happened with the secondary dude. Like, I'm curious. I want to know what happened with the brick. Like, why, I also want to get a little bit of more of a flashback into how fucking twisted this other guy is, you know? Like, what happened to him as a child? He has these terrible bangs when he's in high school. I mean, it is ridiculous. And yeah, I just want to know. And it kind of gave me full book vibes in the way that it's like something happened between these two and they keep, again, not the right phrase, but they keep getting drawn to each other. I don't want to use that phrase. I don't know a better one, so please forgive me. But yeah, interesting. There you have that. So that's life. What shall I read on Tappy Toon? I'm kind of in the mood for something long. So yeah, I probably won't finish it tonight. And of course, these are all open, Lord. I'm kind of in the mood for something longer. I can't deny that. Oh, do I have to check in now? Not quite yet. I really, really kind of want to reread from the beginning The Sacred Life of a webcomic artist because I never finished it. I didn't end up finishing up to episode 66. And quite frankly, I think I stopped at, did I stop here? Girl, I stopped somewhere. And I didn't even buy that one. There you have that. This was so freaking good. I mean, I was a wreck when I read this last year. I mean, I was such a wreck that I couldn't even fucking talk about it. I talked about it so much with my sister and my friend that I was exhausted when it came time to talk about it on the video. So there's that. But I'm also really like, do I want to read something, a little bit more sweet? I don't know. We're just going to try. I think I'm going to read that one shot, the third thing over in the pile, probably tomorrow. I don't feel like really holding anything in my hand like a book. Basically, my thumb hurts. I've got like a stressed out thumb here from like holding the manga. I was reading some stiff manga volumes. I definitely want to say that. So I feel sorry for myself. But anyway, it's 10:30 at night. I should probably go to sleep. I'm at least going to take this damn makeup off and sunscreen and brush my teeth as well and relax. I really, I'm going to drink some peach tea before I brush my teeth because I'd like a little peach tea tonight, but that's about it. Anyway, we're going to get into reading. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Like I said, we're going on an adventure and I'm excited. Hopefully I upload this fucking reading vlog from 2 weeks ago that has just pissed me off to no end. We'll see. I'm like always like these last few days, I'm like, should I just scrap it? I literally have clips for last week's vlog. Should I just start new? But why? Like, I might as well show you guys. Like, it is pretty funny. But I'm on the fence. Maybe I should just save it and then I'll decide and then move on. That's actually what I should probably do. So maybe I'll do that. I'm not quite tired yet. I'm going to finish editing that video. I'm going to save it so that I could just clear my freaking Final Cut and start fresh tomorrow. That's a good idea. I don't even just have reading vlogs to edit. I also have a reading wrap up because I never did a reading wrap up this month until it was like halfway over because of how stressed out I was. So, we're going to have some fun. So, yes, I will see you guys later. See you tomorrow for sure. All right, good morning, everyone. Hello, it's Monday, and yeah, it's a Monday. We're excited. I just finished Send Them a Farewell Gift for the Last Time. For the Lost Time, I'm sorry. This was okay. This was okay. I'm not mad at it, but I'm not... I think this will be one that I sell, which is funny because I got it used, so I'll probably be, allowing not allowing, but giving someone else the opportunity to experience this for the first time at a discounted price. So, yay. So I will read the back for us all. When does a home stop feeling like home, though the warmth of his body still lingers even now? After 4 years, Tsukushi is done putting up with his inconsiderate workaholic boyfriend, the novelist Toei. But even after their breakup, a casual text from Toei is able to draw him back, and the two find themselves falling back into old habits and familiar patterns with one another all over again, both the good and the bad. Watching a favorite comedy, meeting at the bar, arguing over dishes, Toei somehow turns every fight into sex, all while acting like nothing between them has changed, and Tsukushi finds himself unable to resist. He wonders, how did his love of Toei's forthright, independent spirit grow so painful to bear? Is there any hope of salvaging what they once had? So before I get to spoiler review, I would say that for like a positive thing to say about this is that I do think that it actually is pretty realistic of how relationships can be. You know, they've been together for 4 years. They obviously have love for each other, but they are different people. They communicate differently. One has a little bit more, how should I say, past issues regarding like how they view relationships, which makes it hard for their partner, you know, and I think that that is pretty common. I was hoping that it actually would have a different end, which that's not strange for me, considering like half the time I want some people to break up and just stay broken up. But in the end, I also think it's realistic them coming together. So it was not bad by any means, but I can't see myself rereading this and like having a feeling like, oh yeah, this was great. You know what I mean? Like, I think that this is good, but it's not one that I would like want to revisit over and over again for like a feel good feeling, because it's just like, oh yeah, okay, that's not that bad. So if you want something that involves a breakup and then coming back together, dealing with, you know, communication issues and stuff like that, you might like this. I think the art style was really cool and really pretty. I do technically like the characters. I especially like, I can't remember his name now, Tsukushi, the guy who's a hairdresser. I really do like him as a character, but he frustrated me sometimes. But all in all, fun read. I'm glad I read it, but I'm probably not going to keep it. So in terms of spoiling it, I wanted them to stay broken up. I really, really did. So yeah, it's been 4 years. They've been together. It doesn't seem like they've been like on and off, but things that started out kind of a little bit more easy when they were first dating, they move in together. And that's when the, you know, really selfish behavior of the author, Toei, I think that's how you say his name, kind of comes out more. So he's kind of like this, so of the two, he's my least favorite character, the novelist, because he is selfish. He is self-absorbed. He does think of himself first and prioritizes his wants and needs over his partner's, and thinks that having sex and, you know, being like intimate is enough to, you know, smooth everything over without actually just saying sorry. Like, that's why I really kind of wish that they wouldn't have gotten back together, because he never says sorry, really. And he's never said sorry when he's disappointed his partner over and over and over again. So he ends up moving up with him after dating for like a month. And it's kind of like the honeymoon phase, but he is, you know, practically like weaponized incompetence over here. And he doesn't always express how he feels, and he's very inconsiderate. So, you know, he will leave things a mess. He'll forget to take things out, like the trash, or clean or pick up after himself, even though he's had to tell him tons and tons of times. What fucking person, especially a woman, isn't fucking used to that kind of dynamic, you know, at some point of like, it's just frustrating. It's like, excuse me. They think that if you ask for a list to be made, that's enough. You're like, oh, yeah, you'll do the list, but like, that still required your partner to do extra. So it's almost like they did it themselves, you know. And, you know, in this dynamic, even when he gives him a fucking list of stuff to do, he still doesn't do it. So he ends up having to do it himself. So yeah, he's very inconsiderate and selfish. And he finally gets to the point after, you know, being blown off a bunch of times, having to basically be a parent. I mean, I think that's truly the issue here, is that he is kind of behaving like a parent in the situation. And his only thought is, yeah, you know, I've been dating women this whole time. This is the first guy I've been with. I guess it's just how it is. And it's like, that doesn't even really matter. This just kind of shows that no matter who you're dating, you treat them like your parent. You know, I'm sure, because he mentions like all these women before him have dumped me, probably because of the same scenario. You have them acting like your mother. Okay. We find out his little backstory is when he was growing up, he found out that his dad cheated on his mom, and no matter how much his mom did, his dad still stepped out on him. But the significant thing about what his dad was doing was that he was sleeping with other men. He wasn't sleeping with other women. Now, I'm not really sure why that's significant, but that's a part of the story, apparently. And in a way, I do get where he's rationalizing this, right? He's thinking, okay, well, you know, this is just how it is. Love isn't real. You know, I'm assuming that his mom, wait, no, maybe they did get a divorce. I think they eventually got a divorce, but his mom kind of stayed. And then he would end up seeing his dad out with people. So it's like, he just kind of felt like, you know what, nothing is ever serious. I don't want to be like my mom and fall in love with somebody who mistreats me. So I'm just going to have the shittiest, like, I'm not going to have anybody have really high expectations of me. Like, that's the impression that I get from his character. So he ends up breaking up with him, rightfully so. And then when he, like, and then he's trying to, like, manipulate the situation and get him to come back. And then he starts bouncing on it. He thinks that everything's fine. And it's like, no, you can't just smooth this over with sex. Sorry, I'm sure that would be easier, but that's not how it fucking works, sir. So this really is just a shitty little situation that we got going on here. So moving on, he is really trying to separate himself from him. And this is the other reason why I ended up hating him a little bit, because then he ends up having to go back to their place, which it's his place. He moved in with him because he left something there from for his job. And he notices that, like, yeah, the house is still kind of a mess and he's asleep and he's, you know, got all this stuff everywhere and he just looks so haggard and tired and, you know, oh, but he's just so big. Like, he starts to second guess himself and thinking that he's selfish. How are you selfish in this situation? It sounds like you've communicated in the past about what you wanted and what you needed from him. So there's the first issue. It sounds like you were doing so much and feeling unappreciated about the fact that you were doing so much and not, you know, getting help. You were asking for very basic and simple things like, hey, if you're going to be out and you're going to eat out with your publisher or your manager, can you let me fucking know? Because I just made all this dinner. I've been waiting for you to get home. I would like it if you would fucking like, just open your mouth and communicate. That's not asking too much. I'm sorry. You can't make me think that you're the bad guy here. So it really pissed me off when he starts thinking that he's the bad guy, because he's fucking not. So F you, dude. Anyway, then we have this guy over here, again, pissing me off. He's still trying to do these little sneaky things. He's still trying to, like, win him over by, you know, like, let's hook up. Luckily, he kind of stops. I think they go 2 weeks without talking. And then he does another thing. And it's like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to take him to a fucking World Cup or whatever. Obviously, the World Cup has just passed, so I do understand that it's very, very, very serious thing that people, you know, feel about soccer. So I actually don't blame him for going along with it. But again, that's all it took. They hook up and then everything's back to normal. And you know what? I almost wish that would have been a moment where he was like, you know what? I can love you as your friend, but you're never going to be the partner I'm looking for until you show me. Because at that point, he hadn't even shown him that he'd done anything. He hadn't even shown him that he'd done anything significant at all. Girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy to me. So he ends up moving back in and, okay, now he's doing stuff that he's supposed to do, but he didn't know that. He hadn't seen the shit whatever. So yeah, that's just what annoyed me, because I was like, you know what, maybe if this had been a little bit longer, I could have seen some work done, maybe. Because even then, I think he does say, I don't even remember reading him say, I'm sorry. Again, like, you know, he's sitting there, it's like, oh, you know, it's so hard to talk about my feelings. You're an author. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm glad I just said that, because I hadn't even thought about that, but that's like been in the back of my mind. You're a fucking author. Don't fucking sit here and tell me that you don't have the words to express your fucking feelings. Miss me with that, okay? Because that would really set me off if I were the other person in the story. Oh my God, I would be so fucking aggravated if I fucking heard that shit. Don't ever fucking say that to me. I'd be so pissed off. Ugh, that just really set me off right now. Oh, I'm mad. So yeah, whatever. But he ends up writing a book, and he uses his name as the main character, and, he writes a nice, like, afterword, and that's nice, I guess, but again, it still doesn't, it's not good enough for me, and luckily, I'm not in this relationship, so it doesn't matter what I think, but yeah, they end up together, they end up happy, I guess everything has worked out, so congratulations to them, I applaud you for making it work. Yeah, that's the end of the story, so that's why I can't see myself revisiting this, rereading it, and being like, oh my God, I'm so glad I read this. Because I'm not mad I read it. I'm glad I read it, but I'm not going to reread this and think, oh my God, lovely story. I'm pissed. But, the mangaka in the back, I'll read this. I wanted to write a story that starts with a breakup, so I remember how happy I was when the plot came through. The longer you go out with somebody, the more things you don't have to say aloud to communicate. But more and more, I think that people shouldn't rely on that alone. Whether it's about positive or negative ones, there's so many things that even you yourself won't understand unless you try putting them into words. Though it does take courage to put into effect. I wrote this story considering how communication is a lifelong struggle. A couple that has a big fight once every 4 years, and that people might bitch and moan about how they still won't break up no matter what and will get back together anyway, but you still can't help cheering for them. I'd be happy to be in a relationship like that. I hadn't read that part. All right. To my editor, O, who always takes care of me, and the editorial department, the design and the printer, my friends, my family, and everyone else involved. Special thanks to you. So I do agree with them in some of this, right? My husband and I have been together for 21 years, and we've been married for over 10 years. So I think this will be our 12th year married, possibly. I get the math wrong when it comes to how long we've been married because we've been together longer. But, when we first started dating, and obviously we were teenagers, God, the communication was terrible. I mean, what would you expect from, 14, 15-year-olds? Like, we don't know how to communicate. And there were a lot of years in our early time being together that, like, the communication was such dog shit that I'm surprised we didn't break up and get back together. But luckily, that's just not how it ended up working. And I'm thankful for that, right? Devin moved in with me when we were very young. We've grown up together. And that has really allowed us to evolve our communication styles. And I would say at our ages, mid to late 30s, like, I say, communication, hell fucking yeah, we got it down pat. And I'm pretty proud of that. It takes time and it takes work, and it can be hard, and it can make you self-conscious. So I would definitely say that, again, to that, I think I mentioned it earlier, like, that is a positive of this, that is the reality. Communication, it can get easier, but you always have to work on communication. It doesn't even, it's not just limited to a romantic relationship. It's also platonic relationships. And we give a lot more grace sometimes in our romantic relationships than we do with our platonic relationships, right? So, we have really high expectations of our friends. And then if we don't feel comfortable communicating, a friendship can end that probably could have been fixed just by talking it out, So to this point, communication is very, very important. And, yeah, I don't know that I would want to be in a relationship where, the outside world, do outside words and, people outside of your relationship, do they really matter? That's yes and no, right? Because if everybody who's around you thinks and feels like, God, I wish they would just break up already and stay broken up, that's not good. I don't think that that's good. So, yeah, there's that part. So, I'm not sure that I would want to be in a relationship where that's what people think. Hey, sometimes people think that your relationship is perfect and you're actually going through hell. So, yeah, I mean, all relationships are different. But with that being said, I don't know. They've been together for 4 years. It was a reoccurring issue. that, you know, I keep forgetting his name, Tsukushi, the hairdresser, you know, he constantly had to keep saying something. I'd be fucking pissed off too. Now when I finally, like, put my fucking foot down, you want to change, like, typically, you know, again, not everything happens to everybody all the time, but typically when situations like that happen, it's pretty good indication that, you're going to disappoint me. Again, you know, we're not going to change. So I don't know. These are fictional characters, but, you know, if they were real, I hope for the best of them because they made the decision to be together. There you have that. Now, moving on. I know that I said that today, Monday, we would be hanging out, going out, but honestly, I think I want to dye my hair. I need to redo some of my hair, but it's almost August. One of the things that I said is that I want to have completely pink hair in August and, like, moving forward. I'm nervous. I haven't been completely one fun color in a very, very long time. So I don't know, but at the end of the day, I do want to spruce up what I have in my hair right now. So at the very least, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting ready. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go to Sally's and get another color. So I will be pink. Like, my hair will be pink, but oh my God, I'm going crazy for this color combination that people are doing where they're doing, like, the matcha roots. So it's like matcha strawberry. Since I'm doing this myself, I'm not going to do 2 different roots, but I do want to put some lime green in my hair. I think that would be really, really cute. So I'm going to get, like, a lime green color. Yeah. I'm also not sure what I want to use for the hair color. Like, I've been using Ion Pink this whole time because it's inexpensive and I don't mind it, but I am really curious about using Good Dye Young. I mean, so many people speak so highly of it that I'm kind of interested in trying it. It's a little bit more, well, I mean, it's a bit more expensive than Ion, but I've just heard really good things. So if I'm going to go fully pink, I don't know. But there's other things I need to get from Sally's. Like, I need to get better gloves. I probably need to get some more hair treatment stuff. And I want to blah, 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 blah. So there you have that. So today I'm not going to be going out, but I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. That's my hope. So yay, but we're going to be reading more. We're going to read a Tappy Tune title. We're going to keep doing the spin the wheel. That's been successful so far, this vlog. So it's keeping me on track and it's keeping me reading the things that I, you know, have beside me. So we might keep doing this moving forward. It's definitely doing its job. So yeah. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later today. I'm excited. I am hanging out with Devin today though. So that might be the one thing, but that's not till later. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. So we still have time, but I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Okay, so I did make my hair very cute. And I do have a little bit of makeup on before I go to the gym, but we've got what we've got. I've got my Megan Thee Stallion workout shirt on. We're gonna have some fun. Before I go to the gym, I'm gonna go to Sally's to get the products that I'm looking for. I'll, like, put a picture up of the things that I want because I'm fully committing to bleaching my hair. I'm sparing no expense on the, well, I'm obviously sparing some expense because I'm not going to professional, but I'm going to make a point to get certain things to protect my hair. You know, I'm not going to have, like, super heavy duty developer or anything, but yeah, it's going to be like 10 or 20 volume, taking it very slow. I have today and tomorrow off. Devin's going to help me a little bit. So that's good, as he should. But yeah, so I'm excited. I feel like I look very cute. I really like the heart clips I got. So this is making me that much more excited to just have all pink hair with some green in it. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. So tomorrow will be the day that I'm going to the bookstore, but I'm taking you guys along with me. I don't know if I'll film in Sally's because I don't know how busy it will be. It's always like hit or miss. Like the times when I don't plan on filming anything, nobody's in there. The times that I do want to, like, kind of do a video, there's a ton of people in the aisle, and I don't want to film people. I feel uncomfortable about that. So Yeah, and who knows, maybe that one person who was there who was talking to me about Lost in the Cloud will be there and we can just get to chatting. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I will see you guys in a second. I'm really, really happy. I think while I'm at the gym, I'm just going to listen to my audiobook that I got. I think it's the Jennifer Hillier one that I got from NetGalley, or I'll listen to Last Podcast on the Left. I like listening to Last Podcast on the Left, even though I'm re-listening to episodes I've heard 5, 6, 7 times. You know, just sometimes you just got to stick with what's good, what you know is good. So yeah, it's going to be a good day. I'm excited. It's a little bit later to the day than I wanted to get started, but it's okay. We're going to have fun. I'm enjoying my day off. That's all that matters to me. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, we're back. All right. So as soon as I left Sally's, as soon as I closed the door, it's like, oh, I didn't film. But technically it was busy and one of the employees was putting stuff away. So it's okay. Alrighty. So what did I get? We'll start with the hair color. So obviously I got another thing of the neon pink that I'm going to have in my hair. Okay. So I technically already got some of these when there was a sale going on, I think in June, but it never hurts to have more. Now for the green, neon green will also be paired. I don't know how I'm going to do this in my hair. I really don't know. It's going to be very interesting. I don't know, for a second I was thinking, well, shit, I actually could do like ghost roots on the top or roots on the top of green. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some pieces that are separate that are just going to be green, like chunky pieces in my hair. And maybe some ends green. It's hard to say because like my ends are already pink. I don't want to put more bleach on the parts that are already pink if I can help it. So I will figure it out. And that's all there is to it. I got the After Color treatment. Helps close cuticle and lock color deep inside the hair. The receipt. And then I got another thing of the Bright White cream lightener. So I already have some of this, but I think I'm going to be running out soon. So I figured I would just replace it. All of the research I've done for like if you want to do your hair at your house, basically without using a professional, especially for someone like me, I have curly hair, but I also have fine hair. So luckily I don't ever put heat on my hair at all anymore, but I wanted something that's going to be a little bit gentler. And apparently, you know, the cream lightener is gentler and just in general. I got the pre-color treatment, and of course the front's ripped off, but that's fine. This text is tiny. I can't even get into it. I'll look it up. And then I got protein filler. So basically everything from Ion. When I'd gotten stuff on that deal, I bought a bunch of like hair masks that have like extra protein in them. So I'm not really worried about that. But yeah, this is apply 1 to 2 ounces to towel dried hair for 20 minutes. Don't rinse, apply color as usual. For new growth, add 1 to 2 ounces to hair color and pull through. Oh, I wonder, I'm going to do a little bit of research before I use this because I have the Ion booster drops. I wonder if I could use this at the same time. Well, this is for shampooing. Never mind. Right? I'm going to look into this a little bit more before I use this. There were some other things that I was like considering getting, but I'm going to wait. So I've been changing some of the stuff I use for my hair, like shampoo, conditioners, hair masks, extra shit, just to like keep my hair healthy. And I know like I was following like the Abby Young method or whatever. I also was reading something that said like you can change up your shampoo and conditioner every now and then, like to what suits you best. Like you don't have to keep to the same thing. So I think once I finish going through all of the shampoo and conditioner I already have, I will transition to something else. Cause right now I'm using OGX. I think that's what the brand is. And then I also have Dr. Root. I'll put the picture up. But yeah, I'm going to eat really quick I need to cut the grass though. So I'm not going to be doing my hair for a minute. I can't. I have to cut my grass. It's going to rain for 3 days straight and the grass is already really high. So there you have that. Yeah. But I'm excited. I don't know. I'm going to figure out what to do with the neon green. I really like how people do like the neon green ends. No, obviously I can't ask for help because it will already be done by the end of this, hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm happy. So we'll get into it. Also, the gym was good. I did 1.5 miles on the treadmill. I don't understand why people don't like a buffer. I love a buffer and I try to give people buffers and then I just get sandwiched between 2 fucking people. And then the person who got on after the first guy who, let me say something. I want to be very clear. 4 fucking treadmills in between me and the person who was furthest with me. 4! Guy posts up right beside me. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, listening to last podcast on the left. He gets off. Someone got on the other side of me. That I understand though, because that was the last one in the row. And the person who, like the workout equipment on her side was like the Stairmaster. That person had gotten off. So in that scenario, I get it because no one's on the other side of you. And it was a woman, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. Why did somebody get right beside me my last like 30 minutes? No, not my last 30 minutes. My last half mile. That's what I meant to say. She didn't have headphones on. She is taking a phone call and laughing, and it almost sounded like crying for a second. I was like, I'm just gonna turn my shit up because like I don't want to like look over, but I'm telling you, through my headphones it's like over and over again. Why? And now if you are going to not have headphones, I do feel like you should give a buffer. Like you are blasting whatever you're listening to. I could technically hear it, but I couldn't make out what it was. And then you are also laughing maniacally. Now, had I not had headphones, I would have just gotten up and walked away and gotten on a different treadmill because like ridiculous. But then I shouldn't have to do that. You know what I mean? Anyway, that was the gym. The gym was good. Sally's was great. That one employee wasn't there, but it's okay. And it's gonna be a good day. I'm heating up my leftovers from yesterday, the fish, the salt and pepper catfish, and then we're going to deal with the heat outside, and then we're gonna come back in and we're gonna bleach this motherfucking hair, and then we're gonna put some really cool color in it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm getting kind of nervous. I did not used to care this much when I was a kid. I would just go, boom, let's just fully bleach this shit. Now I'm a little bit scared, you know. The hair's fine now. She's not as thick as she was when I was, you know, in my teens and early 20s. So we have to be delicate with her. But anyway, I will see you guys a little bit later when we talk about what I read on Taboo. Okay. It is Tuesday. I have to go back. So I have to go back to Sally's. I have to get a different pink. So I did not wait for Devin, I think, as I mentioned, and I missed a lot of spots. I mean, you can still see kind of brown. Honestly, I don't care. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, but I do think that I have to not use neon pink. So I'm going back to Sally's to get regular pink, or I'm going to get X Girl by Good Die Young. I really like the way people's hair comes out with X Girl, but you know, it's just a little bit more expensive. That's why I hadn't gotten it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get pink from, I was saying Ion. Is it Eero? I just realized that. I think it's Eero. I don't know why I was calling it Ion. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to get X Girl. I'm going to mix them a little bit. But anything that's darker pink to kind of cover up the brown is going to be there. Again, I don't care. I go into public enough that, you know, I've missed a lot of spots before. Having a little brown here and there really isn't going to bother me, but I am seriously considering either going to someone professional next time, or I am going to wait for Devin. I just didn't want to wait for Devin because like, he's just really busy right now. He's got a lot of stuff going on at work, and, you know, having someone color your hair it's nice for you, but it can be kind of like tedious for the other person. So this time I'm not going to just do it myself, or I'm gonna not be so scared. I think that was the other thing. Like I was scared about getting too close to the hair around, you know, here around my scalp. That's very, because I have fine hair. Basically, for someone who has curly hair and fine hair, that means I have boneless hair. So don't sit me in front of a window to where you're looking at me this way and the window's behind me, because bitch, where is it? You know, it's like a dandelion. That's how fine the hair is. It's a little embarrassing, but it is what it is. Embrace yourself. That's what I am doing. I know I'm saying this, but like, it's just a fact. I can embrace myself and still mention the fact that I have boneless hair sometimes. But yes, it is almost 9 o'clock. That is when Sally's opens. I'm heading on over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the color. I'm going to color my hair, and then I'm going to go to the gym. So hopefully my hair is a darker magenta pink to kind of hide the brown as much as possible. Because again, I know that there's brown in my hair. It's not that big of a deal. And a month from now, before we go to Alexandria, I'm going to actually have Devin help me. That's what matters. So I'm excited. You'll finally see the final product after I color it. So yeah. Okay, we're back. I have my Books-A-Million large bag to help process. So I went with X-Girl by Good Die Young. I've never used this before, but everybody has said like really good things about it. Like I mentioned before, like it is more expensive than the Eero, but so I got this, I got the Good Die Young, and then I got this too. So what I have been buying mostly is the neon pink, and I think the neon pink was just too light for me when it comes to like all the brown that's in my hair too. And I didn't I didn't let my hair stay, I didn't let the bleach stay in my hair for too long because like I was just too scared, you know, fine hair's right there. So I'm starting with the Good Die Young, and then later I will start using the pink. So yeah, so this is what's going on. I have my timer for 30 minutes. I'm going to start editing a video. And once I'm done and I wash everything out, then hopefully I'm done editing the fucking video. I just uploaded my reading vlog, the one that took forever, that I was like very self-conscious about. So yeah, today's going to be a really good productive day. And I'm happy. I really hope that I can get out to the bookstore, but I probably won't if I'm being realistic with myself, but that's okay. Like, I'd rather go to the gym and get my hair done and finished than make the trip, because there's always next week. But yes, I will see you guys maybe an hour from now. Yeah. All right, we're back, baby. Oh shit. Where'd he go? Girl, that scared me. Okay, we're back, baby. I haven't really done anything since the last time since I talked to y'all. I finished editing my June reading wrap up, girl. That's how behind I was. Oh, I'm sick. I just have to add music and then I'll be done. But I can do that in the morning. That's no big deal. Devin came home and we went out to eat. It was okay. We went to this restaurant that we don't go to often, but like I saw a picture of the menu and I was like, ooh, that would be good. And it's okay. But it was still nice to go out with my little baby. So yeah, we are going to get back into spinning the wheel. So I have not read anything off Tabbytoon yet. I will be doing that. I will be. But I still want to spin for some other stuff because, okay, Manta, if I get Manta, I'll be really excited actually. But everything else is basically manga, like just a single volume. So let's get into the first one. Again, I will close my eyes as we do this. Is the volume on? Wait. Okay, bitch. Is the volume on? Y'all didn't hear the damn... I didn't hear it. All right, well, perfect. So we've got NetGalley. That'll be good for me. So I can read the stuff that's on there. All right. Is it gonna fucking clap? sitting here like a fucking dumbass with my eyes closed. Okay. Is it gonna do it again? Let's see. Girl. Why isn't there any damn clapping? Okay, Elephant lied. All right, I'm gonna turn this around so y'all can see that well, does it? My eyes are closed. I'm gonna turn it around. Okay, so no, it was NetGalley. Okay, so let's do this again. Okay, I want you guys to really know that I'm being serious. And where's the damn, like, y'all saw the volumes up. Okay, so 1, 2. It did it right. Okay, good. There's no sound. This is sick. I'm gonna give it 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're not cut out to be lovers. Ooh, okay. Here we go. I'm gonna turn it back around now. All right, so that works for moi. Boop. Let's try to make the. Oh, it won't. It will only. Oh God, that's fine. So all we have left, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish all of the rest of these options before August 1st. I mean, it is Tuesday. There is a good chance that I probably will be able to if I can really hunker down. I only have to read, I'm only expecting myself to read one thing off of NetGalley. So while we're here, let's choose the NetGalley pick. I should not go with something that is newer. I should go with something that's a little bit older. Okay, so what we have left here. I Love Amy's really good. I really want to continue that series. I haven't read Love Bites, but I could technically read that on Webtoon. You know what? I actually might read a few things on here. I want to read Come Back After Fate, Blue Summer Haze, and then You Might As Well Be the One. So I'm not saying I'm going to read all 3, but I would like to read those. But I also should read Love Bites. Is Operation True Love gone? Maybe it expired. Oh, let's look into that. Let's look into that. I should really look at the stuff that's going to expire soon. That's actually what I should do. NetGalley shows. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's been removed. But I've read Operation True Love and I already gave it some feedback. So there you have that, everyone. Okay, so I've got my little situation there. I'm going to get those things in here. We're going to read a little bit. Devin and I, we are hanging out a little bit later, but it'll be at like 9:30. Now, granted, it is 8 o'clock, so I only have an hour and a half, but we're going to make it work. I'm going to read. I'm going to get really down into it, y'all. I'm being real serious. I really should read those as well, but we'll get to y'all eventually. We will. We haven't forgotten about you guys. You guys have still been, you know, you're still in my thoughts. Oh God, you know, like I'm so far in. If I really just got serious about reading it, I could probably finish these in a day. Maybe not both of them at the same time, but like I could finish this Friday and this Thursday and Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like I could do that. So maybe I'll give myself like 30 minutes of, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna put a timer on. I'm gonna read 30 minutes of Blackout, 30 minutes of this, and then I'm gonna get back into the stuff that we already talked about. Since we're probably not going to be speaking until tomorrow, I think that works. So I will see you guys tomorrow, unless I'm feeling fun and I want to talk again tonight. But, you know, I'm going to spend some of my baby after this. So, yes, I will see you guys later. Obviously, y'all won't even know. I could say it's, I could say it's today, but it would be tomorrow. But I would never lie to y'all. So that's how much I love you. I would never lie. But yeah, I'll see you later. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so today is Wednesday. It is 4:21 in the afternoon. I'm pretty much done with my work for the day, but I don't know. I don't know if you can tell. I had to elevate my foot, so I think I messed up my ankle. Going to the gym as many times as I did this week. I typically walk like a mile or a mile and a half, but yesterday, I don't know, I was inspired to get on the Stairmaster. I only made it 2 minutes though. My God, how people are doing that for long extended periods of time. You're a freaking rock star. Maybe one day I'll get up to 5 minutes. You could definitely work your way up to 5 minutes, but whew, bless them. I don't know if that's when I hurt my ankle a little bit, or if it was just like going really hard, like on the treadmill and I think I elevated it the highest I did like the day before yesterday. So I don't know. I've got a compression sock on and this like ice pack stuffed in. I just have my foot elevated and I'm hoping that the pain goes away, but oh, I didn't even think to take an ibuprofen or anything. Well, that doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. That's just an update on me, but the real update is what I've been reading, and oh my God, let me tell you something. I'm fixing a nut, okay? When I tell you, oh my God, Strictly Confidential, you are, oh God, you are everything I wanted. Okay, we're talking decadent and sexy, okay? And I'm only at episode 27. I still have, some to go. I mean, I'm almost done, right? The finale is episode 41. This is completed. I don't believe there's going to be a season 2, so this is it. What a treat for Connie. So I know I read the synopsis before, but I'm going to read it again. Oh my God. Sion is a new hire at her company, but her life is already miserable thanks to her naggy boss, Do Young. However, the tables are turned when she finds out that Do Young moonlights as a submissive camboy. Seeing him in this unexpected light turns on Sion's dominant side, and she orders him to strip down if he doesn't want his secret exposed at work. This marks the beginning of the filthy, it says. I like that. Colleagues with benefits relationship that makes it hard for them to keep it in their pants at the office. Can this unlikely couple keep their raunchy arrangement strictly confidential? Okay, so before I spoil stuff, this is what I want. Okay, so I guess grumpy kind of sunshine. I wouldn't necessarily say that the female lead is like sunshine, but Do Young, who is the man, he's definitely very grumpy. He is introverted. He prefers to be alone, doesn't really get along with the people in his office. He's called like the angry boomer or something, even though most of these people are his age, which is funny to me, but he just doesn't get along with his team, and he's not really about being a part of the team either. Enter Sion. She is technically new to this, but she's not new to Do Young. So we'll get to that in a second. But she's newer to this company. She's clearly getting, kind of bullied by Do Young. He is trying to get her to leave. So she's finally fed up with it the night of the company dinner that's welcoming her. And they end up being face to face. She's had a few drinks, and that's where the synopsis comes in, where she kind of like forces him on his knees. Oh my God. And okay, so that's kind of like the gist background without spoilers. The other part I like about it is more like femdom. You know how I love and eat up a man on his knees begging a woman. Oh my God, y'all know I love that. Okay, and I'm talking about like squealing, kicking my feet. Okay, that's how I was last night. That's how I was last night and this morning. Actually, mostly this morning. When I tell you, I'm going to actually try to rein it in because I don't want y'all to be extremely sick of me. But when I tell you this is everything I want and more, girl, it's already going well. And that makes me happy. Because I've been sad recently keeping up with Yes Ma'am because of like what happened at the end of season 1. So this, because it's just one shot, I know there's going to be a moment most likely where they kind of have a falling out, but I feel very confident they're going to get back together. So, you know, there's that. So that's not giving anything away. This is just like me thinking out loud. But yes, I love the main female character. I really like Do Young. I like the third person who is kind of like involved, and that's the end of the spoiler free stuff. Now we're getting straight into it. Okay, I'm gonna get a little explicit with the stuff going on here. I'm gonna do it because let me tell you something. This is what I want. Okay, so like I said, these two, Do Young and Sion, they know each other. They used to go to high school together, and it seems like from what we find out, I think they both had crushes on each other. He was already like a very grumpy person back in high school, so his personality hasn't changed too much, but he seemed to be kind of getting bullied by other people. He would stop the class, all this other stuff. She tried desperately to kind of like get close to him, and he would, you know, be very, put his hands up, walls up, but she seemed to have a crush on him, and he seemed to have a crush on her. They didn't speak after high school, and now it's many years down the line, they end up working at the same company. The reason why she is at this company now is because the last company she was at, which she didn't love, but she didn't necessarily hate it until it was just to the point where it's like, I can't do this anymore. She basically resigned because she got involved with a coworker. That coworker, who ends up being the third person, he was actually the grandson of the CEO of that company. And that guy, of course, I can't remember his name. Fuck. I can't remember his name, but he's very cute. You can't really, you can take screenshots on TappyTune, but it does the little like, don't do this pop up. So I'm trying not to take too many, but girl, I'm going to insert a picture of one of them I had to have, okay, for my background and my phone. She will be there because it was just too good to pass up. Okay, y'all know how I feel about a moaning man. Oh my God, especially in the throes of like begging a woman. Oh my God. I eat it up. Anyway, all right, don't get distracted. So anyway, she ends up being in a relationship with the guy, the grandson of the CEO. She doesn't know at this point though that he's the grandson. She just thinks he's new employee, lowly guy. She's having to really kind of do some extra stuff to help him because he's not that great. But he is already engaged to be married to someone else. We don't know yet, but I wonder if the dynamic that he had with the woman who's supposed to be his fiance was maybe she is not straight. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, his grandfather finds out that he's carrying on a relationship with someone other than his fiance. The grandfather confronts him. He then, the grandfather kind of spreads this rumor throughout the company to put a wedge in between Sion and the other guy. Unfortunately, it ends up working, but she also ends up finding out like, oh my God, he lied to me about this thing, being the grandson of the CEO, like basically not just being like an intern. And also then she finds out that he lied about having a fiance. So she's done with him. She can't take the fact that people are spreading rumors about her. So she leaves, and that's how she ends up in the new company with Do Young. All right. So Do Young is actively trying to get her to leave because he just doesn't want anybody from his past involved with him, but they end up, and I love this trope, they don't live in the same building technically, but they live in the same like apartment complex. So they live in the same apartment complex with the same number of like room, just in two different buildings. So his package gets delivered to her. And of course it's sex toys. Y'all know I love that. Okay. I eat it up every time. Oh my God. So the night of the company dinner, Do Young tries to make her stay late and work it over the weekend. He doesn't come to her welcome party because that's night he's got a stream girl. And when she gets home and she's drunk, she sees, oh my God, here's his package. It's for him. You know what? I'm going to go give it to him, but I'm going to give him peace of my mind. He's not appreciative of the fact that she is delivering the package. She rails at him, ends up throwing up all over him. And then he brings her into his apartment and she kind of passes out. He finishes his stream, but she ends up like, as she's going to leave, she ends up in the room where he streams, sees the videos. Bitch, when I tell you, oh And I love the fact that, this is the other thing I like about these two characters. I love the fact that Do Young, even though he is streaming like anonymously online, I really enjoy the fact that he is very open to the different kind of sex toys that he uses. He is understanding the fact that, like, yeah, he was probably going to be watched by men and women. I'm not really sure if he is bi, but he is fine with that. And I really, really, really like that about him. He is open in his sexuality and trying things. And it's not like this big thing for him, right? Then you have Sion. She dives right into being dominant, and we do see flashbacks. So this is kind of her thing, which automatically makes me love her. She likes submissive men. She likes men in lingerie, and oh my god, I love that too. Oh my god, like when I see that, oh my god, I'm blushing. That's what I like to see, okay? That's what I like to see. So girl, he's like, what are you doing in here? She's like, oh, okay, let me calm down. She's like, who are you to raise your voice at me? I know this secret about you, and I know that you've been like rude to me. You better come correct, essentially. She gets him on his fucking knees, butt booty naked, y'all. Puts his hands behind his back, and then she starts to, I know I said it was going to be explicit. I might not go into too much detail, but yeah, girl. I just liked what I saw. Oh, my God. So, now, I will say, we'll bring up the fact that, like, technically she is blackmailing him. She's not actually going to expose his secret, but that's not the point. Even if she does, or even if she doesn't, it's still, like, this is the thing that she's, like, kind of like, I'm trying to get you to stop bullying me, you know what I mean? Okay. So, they come up with a contract. Girl, and he folds quickly, by the way. He's like, okay, I'm going to have this contract. We can fuck. You can't share my secret. And then we're good. Okay, so the stuff they get up to, bitch, don't even get me started. Okay, we got maid outfits. Love that. We've got her logging into his cam stream, like his stream, and like doing a bunch of like setting coins. She's loving it. Ah! I can't. Like, I'm sick because it is just so good. Okay. So they keep it going. Enter the dude from the last company, whose name I can't remember, unfortunately. We're going to call him Dan, which I don't know why is my typical go-to name. So Dan is her ex. His company is trying to work with his company's trying to work with her company. And obviously he still has feelings for her. So he feels like, okay, I'm going to come here and I'm going to kind of win her over. But then he sees the dynamic with Do Young, and he's trying to like get in between them. When we see the flashbacks of how she and Dan got into things, girl, don't even get me started. She had him in a bra and a skirt. Don't. Yes, I'm exposing myself for the things I like, and I don't care, okay? Because that's what I like to see. I would never let y'all see my personal Twitter bookmarks. I would never let y'all see them. But that bookmark button, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, she gets used. She gets used on Twitter, on the personal Twitter. Okay, not the books, not the book Twitter one, which I need to make unprivate. I feel bad. I privated that. I need to get back into posting on it. But I've just been going crazy on the damn personal one because I'm following a lot of really good people, a lot of good artists. I'm following a lot of these artists who I'm following, and you know what? Yeah. I got a pretty awesome For You page, but I could not allow some people to see that. Okay, it's not shame, but it's not safe for work. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, so yeah, I really like that about her. She's clearly been somebody who she is more dominant. She prefers a submissive man. I like that dynamic. I wouldn't necessarily say that she is a dom necessarily, but she's not in the dynamic that we've seen in I've seen in some past stories where okay, this isn't really BDSM. This is, you know, this isn't like a healthy BDSM relationship. I think that she could get up to that point, but for the most part, she's communicative. You know, she's not hurting anyone. I think that's a good way to put it without giving like too much detail. Anyway, she is trying to get her ex to leave her the fuck alone. Do Young is trying to, you know, oh my God. And then they have sex in the office. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then the one time she filmed him for his stream. Bitch. Another thing I had to take a photo of. I wish I could show that. Maybe I'll try to censor that one, but let me tell you something. These men are so good looking in this. Oh, and I know they're fictional, but that's not the point. My type if I was up in this bitch, okay? If they were real, hell fucking yeah. Both of them. And Ed Devi? Girl, put me in the middle. Hell yeah. Anyway. So, with that being said, yeah, she's still like doing things with Do Young. This guy is now trying even harder to get in between them, and he found the contract. Now, he doesn't know exactly for sure that Do Young, you know, he doesn't know exactly for sure, because the thing is, Do Young's stream, he wears a mask. But, of course, he has an identifiable mole and a dog who he, you know, kind of shares personal photos of. But let me tell you something. If you fuck my dude up, other dude, Dan, I'll come in this bitch and slap the hell out of you, because he needs to keep doing. But he might not continue to do cam work. That's the thing, because Do Young asked her, like, does it bother you? And I think the thing is that it excites her. She doesn't hate the idea, but, you know, I mean, I would probably feel that way too. I'm not sure. I've not been in that situation. I'm obviously going to respect the fact that somebody it maybe is doing sex work online or something like that. I clearly wouldn't have a problem with that. But at the same time, I think that two things can be true. I think that you can support this, you know, your partners, your friends, or whatever, you know, job, interest, whatever. And it can also be true that, hey, it kind of makes you uncomfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's okay for both those things to be true. You know, just don't impose your feelings on them to try to force them to do what you want, right? So I think that they will have a good, honest conversation, which I really appreciate. That's the other part of the dynamic that I like about their relationship is sometimes there's some miscommunication, but a lot of the time, like, they come together and they, like, talk it out. So I really appreciate that. Yeah. This is so good. So basically, I'm at the part where we have to find out, is Dan going to find out the secret, and is he going to expose it? I hope to God he does not expose that out of work thing. I think that that's absolutely wrong. So I'm hoping that it doesn't go to that extent, but girl, we'll see. Now, let me tell y'all something else. So I got my Tappy Tune read. I'm very happy though, because, oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. This is just a little update. I'm not going to make it long, but my Lezhin coins dropped yesterday. I'm very happy about that. I made a lot of great purchases, and I'm very, very, very happy. I also converted all of those points I got to adding to my coins. So I have a good amount of coins now. The coins are the ones that don't expire. The bonus coins are the one that do. So as of right now, I have over 4,000 coins, and I have over 1,000 bonus coins. So I still have, like, money in the bonus coins to spend. So that's exciting. Now, what did I buy? Purchases. Let's do history. Okay. So I went ahead and I bought, okay, I'm really excited about this one. So I bought Dear Teddy Bear. The reason why I bought that is because I saw someone talk about that on Twitter, and they talked about how the ending was great to them because it didn't end how you would think it would end. So I'm assuming that this is like a red flag thing where maybe this person doesn't end up with the red flag. So I'm going to read the synopsis of Dear Teddy Bear. And this one, I'd actually had this, they don't have wish lists, but let's just say it was on a wish list. I've been really coming back to this one every single time I've been considering buying something. Min Young's lifelong desire is simple: to wholly possess Yi-jae, the man who raised him, cunningly concealing his dark devotion. Min Young eliminates any obstacles in his path until Yi-jae becomes reliant on Min Young alone. That is, before the arrival of a man named Hoyeon Ho disrupts everything. Will Min Young's meticulous plans withstand his bold interloper, or this bold interloper, or will he be forced to confront the harsh reality that some childhood dreams may remain unfulfilled? So I don't know for a fact. What I think I saw is maybe it's not the happy ending with the red flag. So that would be interesting. I don't typically read things like that. Most of the time, when it comes to a red or black flag character, even I have no fucking idea how these people end up forgiving them after everything they've done. But yeah. Then I got, because there was an event for, and I can't show y'all the picture of that one because there's a fucking uncensored penis right there, but it is Lay Your Hand in Mine. Okay, this might be covered. Okay, so girl, I know. This one is not completed though, I don't think. Do Wong-yeol, an illegitimate son desperate to end his half-brother's tyranny, enlists the help of a mysterious butcher named Gong Hyun. Known for his uncanny archery skills, Gong Hyun becomes the lethal weapon in Wong-yeol's plan for revenge. However, as they navigate a world where betrayal is the only currency, a forbidden heat begins to stir between the master and his assassin. Their path toward vengeance is paved with a misery neither can escape, leaving them to wonder if their bond is a source of salvation or their ultimate undoing. So yeah, this one's ongoing. I did read the first episode because it was free, and oh, Lord have mercy. So the tags are manipulative, master servant, psychopath, step family. Girl. Now, Devin helped me pick this one, okay? And I most certainly can't let y'all see this one. Now, this one is completed. The tags are psychopath, intense, manipulative, group play, NSFW, uncensored BL. So let me make sure a penis isn't in the background. I don't think so. So this is the cover. I will read the synopsis. It was between this and something else, and I was like, which one do you think I should spend my coins on? And he was like, well, this one, because clearly it's got a lot of drama. Okay. Revered by his comrades, Seo Sung-boom was once a man of unwavering strength, but when Hwang Ji-yuk uncovers his darkest secret, Seung-boom becomes powerless against him. Stripped of control, he is forced into a world of torment. Okay, so we're about to get into a lot of these bad tags here. Drugged, violated, and reshaped under the guise of a twisted pleasure. As Ji-yuk's cruel obsession spirals deeper, Sung-boom struggles to grasp what his captor truly wants. Trapped in a cycle of pain and desire, he fights to survive each day, not knowing if escape is even possible. This definitely is going to be red, black, flag. And I read the first episode. This guy seems to be playing a big part. I didn't even finish the whole episode. I made it through halfway. So it's like, you kind of like get the present and then you go back in time after we see like the title. So I basically got to the point where I would be going back in time to see like the start of it, but I didn't continue reading because I fell asleep. So that is what I've bought on Lezhin. I forgot. I have to go back and look at what I recorded yesterday. Last night about what the wheel said. But I have 3 more things to read this night. I did end up reading 30 more minutes of my books last night, so that was good. So I'm on a good track, and I'm feeling good. So that's all that matters. So I will shut the hell up now, get to reading, and we will talk. And I'm really excited. And I'm also, it seems like I'm back on track with, well, kind of, with editing and posting. So that's good as well. So yes, I will see you guys in a second. All right. Hello, everybody. You are balanced on my water bottle because I just had to talk about this, all right? Okay, so what did I start reading? I started reading Ugly Duckling Complex on Webtoon. Let me read the synopsis. Ajin is a carefree high school girl interested only in baking and is a loyal friend who values her bonds above all. Despite her ordinary appearance, she garners the interest of Junwoo, one of the most handsome guys in her school, adding a newfound excitement and unpredictability in her life. Will they be able to overcome the jealous manipulations of others and realize their feelings for each other? Okay, I did not finish this. This went to add unlock with coins, like right when I got to the good part, so it's okay. With that being said, I don't know that I even want to, and I don't mean this in a bad way. The biggest thing that happened. Actually, I'm almost done when I think about it. You know what? I am going to finish it. But, okay. So, first off, I want to say, good. High school romance about the, like, genuine, sweet, authentic, you know, nerdy girl with braces, and the popular guy, top of the class, smart dude, right? So very normal childhood, I would say. Okay. So without spoilers, I'll say that I'm going to finish it and I think I'll really like it. I think I'm going to rate it highly because I just think it's going to be very good. The big thing that happened. So like, I'm glad that that's over. I'll get to that. But I love the characters. I really like the main female character, Ajin. I like the main male character, Junwoo. I like some of the secondary characters who are friends. The drama has been crazy. I love that. Like, little twists that I enjoy, but also sad at times because of bullying. Disgusting. Okay. So, yes. I think it's very cute. Now for the spoilers. We got to get into this. Okay, so Ajin, like I said, she's nerdy. When we first meet her, she's got braces, she's wearing glasses, but she's such a genuinely nice person. Her hobby is baking. This is her passion. This is the thing that she likes to do. And I like the fact that she's not embarrassed about it. She's very open. She bakes things for her friends. She's just like a very sweet person. Like, I can't get over the fact that, like, I really, really, really love Ajin. But while she does have friendships with girls, her best friend is named, I think it's Choyu. I think that's how you pronounce it. Bitch. Jealous ass bitch. Okay. So the difference between these two is Ajin, like I said, she's a bit nerdy. She is very pretty, but obviously she doesn't care about her looks in the way that she's like, oh, I have to get dolled up for school. I have to do this and this. But the biggest difference between them is Ajin has a really supportive set of parents who are both married, doing well, get along, and treat her very well. That's the big difference between Ajin and Choyu. Choyu, her parents clearly should have been divorced a long time ago. Her dad is cheating on her mom. They argue all the time. They try to bring Choyu into the drama, which is like obviously inappropriate and unfair to her. And like it gets to the boiling point where, you know, the dad is like yelling at the mom. Shit's all over the floor. Okay, we're talking about abuse here. Verbal, possibly physical. It does get physical eventually. And, you know, he's like, get rid of the divorce. Sign the papers already. And you backhands Choyu, girl. What the hell? So what it sounds like is the dad, Choyu's dad, basically, he's married to Choyu's mom. He wants to do what he wants to do. And he wants to carry on the way he wants to carry on. But it seems like Choyu and her mom don't actually live with the dad. He just shows up sometimes, and that's when all hell breaks loose, and then it causes a lot of shit for Choyu. So to a certain extent, obviously I can feel sorry for Choyu in this situation. You know, she is in an abusive home. She doesn't have a good example of what love is or what a good healthy relationship is. And she seeks validation from everybody, not just boys, but that is a big thing for her. So, you know, the dynamic between her and Ajin is that Choyu keeps Ajin around because she is the friend who's always supportive, who treats her like a princess, who always defends her, and can be compared to Ajin to make her feel better. So obviously Choyu, long hair, pretty, she does modeling. But the funny thing is, like, she's not even popular. She actually seems to be really disliked. And a lot of other people can see through what Choyu is and what she does. They know that she's fake. They know that she, you know, isn't really nice to other girls. So she's a bitch, basically. Everybody picks up on this, but Ajin is the one who's like very naive and kind of defending her despite how clear it is that Choyu is a bad friend. Okay. So that's the dynamic between Choyu and Ajin. Enter Junu. Junu, like I said, he is the popular top of the class student, and keeps himself very quiet. He's not like the other guys, and he is absolutely not interested in being in a relationship until he ends up being partnered with, I think, Ajin. And then because she does, this is like very cliche and like, you know, typical, but because she doesn't treat him the way that the other girls treat him, that automatically kind of makes him like her. It's cheesy, but it's cute. So yeah, he ends up kind of developing a crush on her. Over time, like, everybody can kind of tell, like, ooh, he really likes her. Ajin, again, very clueless, doesn't pick up on it. But because he is the hottest guy in school or in the class or in their grade or whatever, because he is typically not somebody who is, like, entertaining other girls, who wants him? Choyu. It doesn't matter that almost every other boy wants to talk to Choyu, confess to Choyu. It has to be him. So when she tries to make her move on him, and he rejects her very clearly. No, like, oh, well, maybe, no, girl, I don't like you. He really does not fuck with her. She is incensed, okay? So she takes that so personally. Mind you, the girl is dating a college-aged man. She is getting, she's getting presents from other boys. They're confessing to her, like, but because she feels that she's deserving of this X, Y, and Z, she is so mad when things don't go her way. And she's so delusional. It's very scary for someone so young. So she takes it very personally. She's like, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to manipulate this stuff. But when Choyu starts to see that Ajin and Junu are getting close to each other, she's like, oh, this cannot be. He can't like my friend. I'm better than her. Who is she? You know, what does she have that I don't have? And it's really just like a personality and a genuine heart. But she can't muster it up, y'all. She is that bad. So the first part of it, and it's only like 70 episodes, so it's not very long. I think I made it to like the 50s. So I'm so close. I am going to finish it. But I just have to read it with ads, basically. But, you know, you only get a certain amount of ads a day, so fuck you. Moving on. So when Choyu starts to see that Ajin and Junu are getting closer, even though Ajin is not doing anything on purpose, Choyu doesn't care. That is what her mind tells her. I told her to not be friends with him. I told her to leave him alone. What the fuck is she doing with it? Like, she's scary. She convinces herself, oh, I'm going to make him jealous by talking to his friend. He does not care. And then the real fucked up stuff really starts happening. Like, that's already bad enough, the way that Choyu treats Ajin. But because she's a model, questionable, she is like, no, okay, slow down. So when Choyu sees Ajin and Junu getting closer, like on a school trip, she tries to find ways to put a wedge in between them. And worst of all, like, it starts to escalate where Choyu doesn't care if she puts Ajin in very, very, very compromising positions where she could be genuinely hurt. Some older guys are within like the little town that they are doing the school field trip on. They're trying to hit on Choyu. Ajin saves Choyu, who doesn't want to talk to these guys. She still ends up giving them her number, I think, or something like that. And when she hears like, oh, Ajin and Junu were partners on something, she's like, oh, I'm going to set Ajin up. I'm going to tell her, oh, I need some pads. Can you go to the convenience store for me? And then she calls the other dude, and there were 3 guys, mind you. Like, oh yeah, my friend. So then they start to harass Ajin. Thankfully, Junu, who always is there to save Ajin, shows up. he stops it. What I love is that Junwoo picks up very quickly. Like, he can tell, like, Choyu is really like, no, I don't like it. She's like manipulating his best friend. She's confessing to Junwoo. He's like, well, why are you doing this? He knows that she's setting up Ajin to be put in these really shitty situations. And even though it takes him a while to like finally like get it out, I do think that it is realistic the way that it happened. So, you know, all right, hold on. I lost my train of thought because my phone went off. Yeah, oh, that's right. It's more realistic because, you know, there are all these times when, like, maybe it's you or someone you know, a family member, a friend, where there's nothing that you can say to them until they get to the point where they realize the truth, right? You can try over and over and over again to convince your friend, to convince your family member, hey, this person is no good, or the situation is not one that you should choose. But until they come to that conclusion and accept it for themselves, like, you can't really say anything. And that's how it is with Junwoo. He's like, I don't know when the right time is to say something to her because I don't know if she's going to believe me, and I don't know if she's going to, you know, maybe run and tell what's her face, if she, whatever, right? So it takes a while, but like more stuff keeps happening. Junwoo keeps putting her in these situations where she could be assaulted, like sexually assaulted. Finally. And all the while, by the way, Junwoo is still trying to go for Junwoo. He has explicitly said, I don't want anything to do with you. She does not hear him. She does not hear the word no. She's not used to it. Still trying to get with Junwoo. She's still dating this older guy who she wants to get away from, but apparently he knows that her dad is cheating on the mom. I don't know why this type of blackmail matters, but, you know, we see this a lot. I don't know if it's like that, where like it's, oh my God, can you believe her dad is shit? Okay, and yeah, he's a fucking dirty dog. What's that got to do with me? You're not going to make me feel bad because of a man. You think I'm going to feel bad if my dad was a dirty dog? Hell no. It's got nothing to do with me. Fuck him. Okay? I wish someone would try to blackmail me. Fuck you. Anyway. So yeah, she can't get away from the older guy who apparently has been grooming young girls for a very long time. And, you know, she's got all these guys fawning over her. She wants what she wants, and she is so selfish and self-centered and thinks that she deserves Junwoo, that she deserves what Junwoo has. Girl. All these damn notifications. I don't like it. Anyway. Yeah. The part where I was like, okay, well, I've reached the conclusion. So, or for me, do I really need to read anymore? But I might as well because I'm almost done. Is finally Ajin overhears the two-facedness of Choyu. Chuyo? Fuck, I can't remember her name. I keep getting it confused with Junwoo. My bad. I'm sorry. The fake friend. I'm just gonna say fake friend so I don't keep butchering her name. I apologize. So she is, the fake friend is basically like trying desperately to make sure that Junwoo and Ajin do not have any time together on the weekend. Because they're not even in the same class. So she can't do anything about the fact that Junwoo and Ajin are in the same class and will see each other every day. But it's the free time that she's like, oh, hell no, you're not going to get his free time. So she's doing this modeling gig. And she's like, oh my God, Ajin, will you come? Please, like, I need you. Like, I need the support. All the while, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ajin she loves to bake. I think I mentioned that. Like, her hobby is not something that she's embarrassed about. She does social media. I love the dynamic when it comes to her baking. It is her thing. It is something that she's known for. Her friends love it. But the fake friend is a fucking bitch about it. So Ajin shows up. She's brought some really nice treats that she made herself. And one of the women who's working on the shoot is like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Like, here's my card if you want to be a model. So of course that can't stand. You know, fake friend is like, no. Why the hell does anybody think that Ajin is pretty? She's not prettier than me. I'm better than her. So she rushes her out. Her Ajin's wallet falls out, so she has to go back and get it. And that's when she overhears the fake friend being like, oh no, like, she's not really my friend. Like, she just uses me. And she throws the macaroons away. Bitch! throws them in the trash. She's like, oh no, these aren't fresh. Like, I know she's given me like bad stuff before. She's just doing this, da da da. I mean, talking shit. Ajin's like, you know what, that's it. And then finally Junoo gets to come clean about everything that the fake friend has done, you know, because he's been aware of this whole time. He's confronted her himself. He knows that she did things that were going to put Ajin in really, really bad, shitty situations. So Ajin confronts her at school. She tries to manipulate the situation. It don't work because she got Junoo right there. And she's got all of her real friends, right? Ajin has a group of friends who I think that she would probably still consider them, oh, no, they're my best friends. But like, the fake friend was her best friend. That was the person who she really, really was like this with. And so it breaks her inside to be like, oh my God, this person that, you know, I considered my good friend is treating me like this. I can't believe it. Girl, me too, because she's a bitch. So I think that the interesting thing about the fake friend's character is that she is desperate for love. You had there is no greater love, in my opinion, than the love of another woman, the friendship of another woman. The way that she wants someone to admire her, encourage her, build her up, be there for her during dark times, be there for her during hard times. You have that in Ajin. She supports you. She loves you. She defends you. She protects you as best as she can. You squander that for the affection of men, but you don't even care about the men. So what are you really wanting here? You don't know what it means to be loved, which is very, very sad. You had this friend who cared so much about you, and you just kept shitting on her because you were jealous of her. Instead, you could have just shared in the love and light that she had in her life. Like, okay, it sucks. Your parents are really shitty. They put you in really shitty situations. They are, you know, putting you in the middle of their domestic stuff. They're hitting you, all this, you know what I'm saying? That sucks. You live a lie though, because you don't want people to know the real you. Unfortunately, you have been groomed by an older man and you think that you're in control of the situation. You're not. He is going to be with somebody else. You have other boys who are your age who really like you, and hey, maybe it wouldn't be like the love of a century, but it's still somebody who actually wants to get to know you and likes you, and you don't care. So obviously I can see, you know, I feel sorry for the child, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? You are old enough at this point to maybe have a little bit of an ability to have a little self-reflection. She's not capable though, mentally. I mean, she's still young. Her frontal lobe has not developed yet, but it is sad that she was willing to give up such a beautiful friendship, a beautiful relationship, because at the end of the day, friendship is a relationship. And you just let it all go for, you know, for a dude, for multiple men. And then she gets shipped off anyway. So that was a thing. Like when Ajin confronts her and then the fake friend ends up moving away. Like her mom finally divorces the dad. She's like, we're getting the fuck out of here. She has one more confrontation with Ajin, and Ajin's like, you know what? I really hope that you stay happy and healthy. Good luck with wherever you go. Like, she's just always leading with like a positive, you know, attitude. And, you know, you hope that for this character, and then for people who exist in the real world who behave like that you will mature a little bit more, and you will realize, you know what, these things don't really matter. And wouldn't it be better to have a relationship, a friendship, where someone loves you, but you also love them, and it doesn't have to be this weird manipulative thing? I don't know. You hope so. But it basically, like where I ended off, it's just like, oh, we're on another school trip. It's just kind of like high school hijinks. So I don't think there's going to be any more drama going forward, which is totally fine. But I think I would like to see more drama going forward. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm almost done. So it almost doesn't matter to finish, you know, like it could go either way. I could finish, I could not finish. I'm almost at episode 60. There's 72 episodes. Oh, I can read it afterward. Bitch, I hate Webtoon. I'm telling you. I hate it. All right. Some things I have to get back into, though, is I have to get back into X Love Review, because that came back and we've got over 10 new episodes. Yes, got to get into her. I picked back up Love for a Walk. I really want to get back into that. I really do. A new episode of I Dare You came out. Episode 27. I think I want to let I Dare You... I want more episodes to come out first. I need more episodes to come out first, because... yeah, I just do. I just really, really, really do. That's what I need. But, because I can't wait, like, every week or every other week, because they don't have actual, like, release dates on here. It just comes out, which is fine. But for me, you know, I have to have some build up here, because, ooh, I'll marry your brother. Who's this? A beautiful and successful news anchor, Yojin's life looks perfect from the outside, but in reality, she's trapped in an unhappy marriage. Not only did her husband have an affair with our close coworker, but he also murdered her parents and stole their company. Excuse me? Yojin thought her life was over, but when she opened her eyes, she found herself back on her wedding day, watching her husband and mistress flirt. Yojin swears to get her revenge. She will do whatever it takes, even if she must marry her husband's older brother. How many? Ooh! Over 70 episodes. The first 64 are free. I will be reading that. So we got a reborn type situation. The art's very cute. I'm liking it. It kind of reminds me of Serena, which I'm not like always the biggest fan of that art style, but it's okay. But damn, that looks good. I'm already subscribed to it. There you have it. Yeah, girl. Oh my God, I got some really good ones on here. I sure do. I sure do. But man, dude, I missed another post of like what was free. I gotta get these things. I got that. Ooh. This looks cute. I like stuff like this. The category for childhood friend stories. Y'all know I love that. Oh my God. You know what I haven't read in so long? Childhood friend, best friend complex. Is that what it was called? That one had me. That one had me in a chokehold. Lord have mercy. And I got to get back into Strictly Confidential. I sure do. Gosh, you got him in bunny ears. Yes, God. Oh my God. And I'm almost done, so I really do need to finish this. I almost don't want to though, but I can always reread it because I own it. Anyway, that's enough yapping. The day must start clearly because I'm getting bothered. I'm liking my job. Things are getting better. I was thinking about that today, you know, just to share. And I'm not going to get too into detail, but like, yeah, like the last few weeks, I've been having some very scary thoughts because of the anxiety that I was feeling about this job. I hate that. I don't like that I was having those thoughts. I don't think that I will have them again as time progresses. And I'm very thankful because I don't like feeling the way I felt the last few weeks. But now that I'm kind of taking this job like on a weekly basis. So as soon as Sunday hits, it's almost like a reset. And it feels like, okay, last week almost didn't happen. I don't know if that's the healthiest way to go about it, but it is kind of working for me because the way I'm approaching it is, you know what, everything that may have gone wrong last week, you take it, you learn from it, you don't do it the next week. You are going to make sure that you're on top of X, Y, and Z for the next week. So I am just kind of looking forward to time moving forward. And I think that, you know, by the end of August, I will, crossing fingers, toes, anything else can be crossed on my body. I'm really hoping that I have no anxiety. I have no stress about, like, I'm always going to have stress about the job, but not the level of stress that I was feeling in July and at the end of June. In September, I'm excited. We're going away to see my fiffer, going up to Alexandria. I'm happy. And then my friend is coming to Virginia and I cannot wait to see her. And it's been so long. We haven't seen each other since our friend Hallie's funeral because she lives on the West Coast. And it's like, I have a lot of things to look forward to, and that definitely keeps me going a lot of the time. If I have something to look forward to and plan for, you know, like, oh, maybe it's a convention, maybe it's seeing my sister, maybe it's just going on vacation, it makes things a lot easier. But it's also easy to get lost in lost through that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, my eyes watering. Not crying though. I don't know about y'all, but every time my eye waters, it's like the water, like the tears, and then my makeup's fucked up, and I hate that. So I have to have a tissue near me, obviously pinkish red in hue because of the eyeshadow I use all the time. But yeah, anyway, there's that. So I'm feeling better. I think that I will continue to have better days and better weeks to come. I think by the end of this year, I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be thinking back to this time and be like, what the fuck? Why were you so upset? Why were you so sad? Why were you so stressed? Like, it's okay. And yeah, that's how I'm trying to approach everything. So I'm happy about it. I don't know how much longer the vlog will be. Didn't I just start this damn vlog? Girl, I'm trying to get back on track with filming oh shit. Oh, I gotta make my thumbnail. Sorry, I have a video coming out. Didn't make the thumbnail for it, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get back on track filming. Like right now, I'm obviously in the midst of doing a vlog, but I have all the clips for the vlog from last week on my computer, so I'm doing a good job. I have something planned to come out today, which was the June wrap up. Girl, very, very late. It's the fucking last day of July. That's fine, but I'm gonna have a better rhythm. I'm looking forward to it. So now I'm gonna get the fuck off here, stop yapping y'all's head off, and make the damn thumbnail. No, I didn't make a thumbnail. I definitely did not make a thumbnail. So everything's gonna be great. I'll see you guys later. We're gonna talk a little bit more about reading because it's the last day of July. We'll see what I can finish. Maybe I'll try to hunker down and finish Blackout. I have over 100 pages left, but girl, we can really put a timer on it and see what we can make happen. So yeah. I'll see you later. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday. Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. Finally, I finished Blackout. I'm very proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. So this is my first reread of this book. This is the final book. Well, I mean, technically there's another book, but this is the final book, like in the Newsflash series, like that I initially read, right? And I read this first in 2015. So rereading this, it's essentially like I'm reading it for the first time. I vaguely remember some things, some large events, but there's other little things that I had forgotten, especially the final death in this book. It had me crying. Totally forgot that character died. But I just want to say that, but before I kind of launch into it, read the series. I absolutely love this series. I recommend it 1,000,000 times over. I love Mira Grant when she does like adult sci-fi. Mira Grant is also Seanan McGuire, and oh god, what's that series called? The Wayward Children series? I have not read that entire series. There's some other books under the other pen name, Seanan McGuire, that like I kind of read, but I really like the Mira Grant books where it's like sci-fi, adult sci-fi. I just find them so good. And this, hands down, is one of my favorite adult sci-fi kind of horror books, right? I recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. Revisiting this again so many years later is just fantastic. I think that this whole series has great rereadability. Okay, as someone who has reread it for the second time, reread it for the first time again over 10 years later, but also, girl, I just fucking I mean, it's just so good. I've recommended this to my mom. I've recommended this before on my channel, but like rereading it again, it was just so good. Like I want to reread it again. That's how good it was. All right. So I want to make it quick because Devin is on his way home. He's taking me to get a bookie and we're going out to dinner. So I'm getting spoiled tonight, y'all. And I'm really excited because today's been really annoying. These people are pissing me off. Anyway, so I'll read the back of this one. It kind of gives a spoiler. So I will say spoilers ahead moving forward. All right. The world didn't end when the zombies came. We just wished it had. The conspiracy that rules post-zombie America is alive and well. The same can't be said of the bloggers who dared to tell the truth as they found it. Now, with too much left to do and not much time left to do it in, Sean Mason and his team must face mad scientists, zombie bears, and rogue government agencies. And if there's one thing they know is true in post-zombie America is this: things can always get worse. Blackout is the conclusion to the epic near-future trilogy that began with the Hugo-nominated Feed and its sequel Deadline. So, okay, that actually didn't give too much away. So, book 1 is Feed. That is when we meet our main characters, Sean and Georgia. They run after the end times. It is a vlogging site even. The world has changed because of the invention of the cure for cancer and the common cold, except the problem was that these two things they didn't have enough time to like really suss out certain stuff. So when those two things met, the cure for cancer and the cure for the common cold, it had a negative reaction, and then that birthed zombies. What happened during that time is called The Rising. We meet in the first book years after, and because the mainstream media, so think like the Fox News and CNNs, give a lot of misinformation. Now, regular bloggers, vloggers called like Newsies and Irwins are the type of people that the world trusts to actually deliver them real stuff. And because the world has changed so much, and you can't just walk out your door, casually, because there's so many systems in place to make sure that you're not going to turn into a zombie, or that if you get in contact with a zombie that you are separated from everyone else. People get their entertainment from Irwins and Newsies and fictionals, people who write basically like a book. So Georgia and Sean are working in the first book on the presidential campaign. They are following Senator Ryman, who is running for president against like Governor Tate or whoever the fuck. And it's so funny because he's a Republican, but he kind of gives more like progressive in a way, which is interesting. But anyway, in the first book, there's something going on. Something is following them. Someone is following them and trying to cause chaos and stop them from discovering something. And more than anything, to not let Ryman win. Well, Ryman does win the presidential election, but many people die along the way. We find out that someone is working with one of their crew, Buffy. She's the one who's like all techie. And they are trying to get her to sabotage what's going on. She's the first to die. This is the first like eye-opening moment for Sean and Georgia of like, oh shit, something's really going on here. We need to be careful. By the end of book 1, we have our big major death, and that is Georgia. So Georgia is infected with the virus. Sean has to kill her. Something interesting about Georgia and other people in this world is that there are people who have reservoir conditions. So you may have some part of you, specifically Georgia's eyes, that have amplified, but not amplified enough to make you kind of be a zombie. So she has the eyes of a zombie, but she is not one. Moving on to book 2, we're dealing with the fallout of Georgia's death. Sean is obviously filled with grief. He is experiencing hallucinations, and he is really struggling with her death, right? Because he had to be the one to kill her. But now the conspiracy is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And someone is going to help them kind of uncover what's really going on. We find that the CDC is behind what happened in the Ryman campaign, what is going on with, all this mysterious shit. So Sean and some of the other people that we get to meet, that we didn't get to meet in the first book, but that were a part of After the End Times, they're breaking into the fucking CDC. They're finding shit out. It's very reminiscent of, unfortunately, what we see today, which is, our government is trying to keep the public unaware, stupid, to keep it as simple as possible. And, it's this bigger conspiracy by the CDC, and it has to do with those reservoir conditions. All right. By the end of book 2, a lot of stuff has been exposed. A lot of shit has been blown up, and as I said, we get to meet more people who are part of After the End Times that we didn't get to meet in book 1. Transition to the final book. This is the big, just fantastic. We find out a year after her death, George has been cloned. Luckily, with the way that Sean had shot original George, enough of her brain had been left over. The government, CDC specifically, has been working to clone her as a way to use her to stop Sean and After the End Times from exposing anything else more, and hopefully push a narrative by bringing her back, because like I said, everybody trusts the bloggers and the vloggers. So the first half of this book is, we see Georgia in the CDC facility. She's finding all this information out. She finds out she's a clone. She's not the first one. She's kind of piecing things together. We also simultaneously are seeing Sean and the rest of the crew living under the radar and trying to expose some stuff without being exposed themselves. Luckily, by the middle, Sean and George meet again, and it is amazing. It's an amazing reunion, but we also find a different dynamic happen to their relationship. So I know I forgot to mention this, but I've mentioned it in other vlogs. Sean and George are brother and sister. They're not actually related. They were adopted separately by this couple called the Masons, who are pretty famous as being a Newsy and Irwin. The thing, though, is that they themselves always made a point to keep their private lives separate, and they do not exist as brother and sister. They are lovers. Which, I can see how that might be a little uncomfortable for some people, but I think if you look at, if you know the context of their childhood and you understand, they never, just because they were adopted by the Masons doesn't mean they viewed each other as brother and sister, and they had a close bond because of the way the Masons treated them. Okay, so now that they're reunited, even more is going on. We find out that this other, CDC-like thing, like the EIS, has been working behind the scenes to try to expose the CDC for what they've been doing and hopefully stop them. We also find out that Sean is immune. He has immunity from turning into a zombie because he spent so much time with George, who had the reservoir condition. So in a way, we almost have a cure, but not really, right? He can't be turned into a zombie, but I don't know that his blood can be used as a cure to stop someone from being a zombie anymore, right? So they've got to fucking bust this bitch all the way open, right? And by the time we get to the end, shit has gone down. More people have been shot. More people have died. It's crazy. We find out that the CDC has held the president's wife and children hostage. They killed the vice president's wife. They threatened to kill Georgia right then and there. But luckily, almost everybody gets out alive. They save the president, they save the vice president, and now everything's been exposed. Now the world knows that the CDC has been basically trying to keep people in fear so that they don't question anything. And they get to quietly do stuff in the background for, the rich folks, essentially. Remind you of 2026, yes, they really fucking did. Now, I'm not talking about the CDC, I'm just talking about the government, you know what I mean? Because they really piss me off. Moving on. The last person who dies in this, I fucking cried so hard. I forgot that she died, and it was Bex. Her death tore me up because, as you're reading this, so many people die. I respect Mira Grant so much because she is not scared to kill your favorite character. But when you know the background for these characters, it makes it that much harder because it's like, I'm going to cry. I just hated that Bex died because I wish that she would have lived. I really, really do. I'm sorry. I loved her character so much and there was so much to her. So that was very hard. But in the end, the truth is exposed. Her death obviously is not for nothing. And in the end, George and Sean, they get to go and just completely be away from everyone and just be with each other. It's just really hard. You just feel for these characters so much. But God, what a great ending. What a great series. Oh, I'm telling you, you guys need to read this. So, spoilers over. This is good. Yes, I've cried. fantastic, 5 out of 5. I can't wait to read the next book, the one I haven't read, which is basically, I think it takes place like 10 or 15 years in the future. I can't wait to read it, but Devin should be coming home anytime soon. I really wanted to just get this out of the way and talk about it, but I will talk to you guys. Oh, he just texted me. Look at that. I will talk to you guys later. We should be wrapping it up soon because, I was just finishing editing the other fucking video. It's over 3 hours fucking long, so that's ridiculous. So I will hopefully try to make this a little bit shorter. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye!